So let's see. Last we left you guys, we were still all in the prison. I think Izzy and Gerard were waiting in the UAZ, sort of parked outside the prison. But Ernst and Ramba
and Izzy managed to learn some conversational Polish.
That's
after,
right. Trapped in a vehicle.
Hey, wait, aren't we missing Magredo?
Yes.
Oh,
He said
speak
he
of
was
the
going to
devil.
be here. But...
Speak of the devil.
That's right.
Hey.
That's timing. Hey, Magredo.
Hey, what's up?
It was good morning. So it's funny because Cody had just said, "Hey, aren't we missing Magredo?" And then, doo-doom, you showed up. It's wonderful timing. I guess technically it's not 8 yet.
This is true.
It will be in 5 seconds.
Well, I've so far I've been playing Wargame Red Dragon, the campaign that's all about China invading the far east of Russia.
Oh yeah.
How about you play as that you're actually saving Hong Kong for once and not betraying it out of racism?
You mean like the Pearl of the Orient campaign? That one?
Yeah, it's real fucking hard, but it's also a lot of fun.
Yep. I've tried playing it, but the Chinese so many tanks.
Yes, but you have the British with their L-85A2 rifle, the gun that helped them win the fucking Falklands War.
Well, they don't. I don't remember if they have it here, but they do have some pretty good air support.
Is this like a Command and Conquer type game, or?
Oh, it's a lot more sweaty and neckbeardy, with people being like, "No, you need to make sure you have enough fuel to get to this spot."
Yep. It's a pretty hardcore tactics game.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Who runs the port decks, you noob?
And then, let's see here. Let me get that great trolling video that just goes in with the
units have limited ammo and fuel and.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And they're limited themselves.
Right.
It's amazing. It's my favorite strategy game.
Yeah, wing puppies with the VDV, because the VDV is actually a very fun deck.
Huh. That's interesting. So why do you use? I've seen you guys talk about it on Discord. Why do you call things decks?
Because you have groups of units that you can create called. Well, I was okay then.
Because you make a group because you play with a deck of unit cards.
Gotcha. Hey, let's do an audio check and make sure everyone can hear everybody. Cody, can everyone hear Cody? He's going to say hi in a second here. Cody.
Raise middle finger.
Can everybody hear that?
Yeah.
Okay. Ernest, can we hear you?
Yep, I'm here.
Yeah, I can hear him.
Everybody hear Ernest? Magredo?
Yes.
Everybody can hear Magredo?
Yep.
All right. And laser rifle?
Yep, I can hear everyone. Just
Okay, you can hear us, laser rifle. That's good.
Yep, I can hear you.
And Ramba?
Yeah.
Okay,
President.
cool. Yeah, I was playing last weekend, and there's all these audio issues. So sometimes people just drop out in the middle of a game and stuff too. It's really weird. So we'll just keep an eye on that.
Yeah, we had people just like disappearing.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Yeah, sometimes that happens with fucking Discord, and I'm like, wait, the central zone one is gone. Great. I'm gonna have to find a way to just let the players know I'll be out for 15 minutes while Discord actually reconnects to Chicago hub.
Yeah, weird. Yeah, and even sometimes we go back to Rule 20 and just use the audio in Rule 20, and sometimes Rule 20 works good, and sometimes it don't either. Anyways, it's weird. I guess these are first world problems because it usually gets sorted out in a couple minutes. Okay. Like what?
I was just like, where's my gold necklace?
Yeah. Exactly. Okay, so any questions about where we were when we left off? I know it was a while ago.
I remember that the group stopped Gerard from committing war crimes last time.
Yeah. Always it seems like a 24-hour job with that guy.
Oh, that's the one good thing about war games. You can't do war crimes in it, despite the fact the community asks for it.
So some of the biggest intrigue parts of that game were last time we played was Karl Papa was trying to find this Casper guy, his supposed intel leak or someone who had information about Reset, and he had kind of bullshitted these two brothers who were in charge of the distilling ethanol. And I can't remember what you gave him a fake name, didn't you? Karl Papa gave him a fake name. Do you remember what that was?
Yeah, I'm looking for it. I'm pretty sure I wrote it down.
Yeah, the big thing is we found out how Karl Popov is a master spy and able to.
Which is funny, yeah, because you actually found through one of the brothers, Nikolai and Jean. They were the two distillers or the two brewers.
I have a quick question.
Yeah, go ahead,
Was
Cody.
this from last month's game? Because
Yeah.
okay, like the 28th, because I jotted down that was the last time I played it. I was like, this feels I'm not remembering this.
Yeah.
I was
Well, you
like,
were kind of like out of the game a bit because you and Laser Rifle, your characters were just kind of parked in a Jeep and hung out.
Right.
Because you didn't want to give up all the kit, all the guns, because you're only allowed to join the Brotherhood.
Okay, yeah, now
into the
I'm
prison
tuned in.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I believe I gave my fake name as like Piotr.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you did.
Just for reference for what happened between Gerard and Izzy, he heard what I think it was either Krakow. I think he heard about how Krakow was doing, and then he went on a nationalistic fervor.
Yes. Well, remember there's a platoon of more or less lazy Polish soldiers helping the Brotherhood protect the prison, and you had gotten to talking to a couple of them, and they had mentioned that, well, it's more or less a rumor, but a few of them had left the previous week, and there was some information coming back that there's a new national Polish empire essentially being built in Silesia, in southern Poland. And some of the soldiers were thinking about going because, like, why hang out here? And maybe they could be part of something big again. Anyways, so Gerard heard this story, and that sort of fired up his nationalistic fervor. There is also, and just recovering back to Karl, you had been introduced to or told where to find Casper. You went up there, and basically, this Casper guy looked like he maybe got suspicious, and he whipped out his gun and he held you against the wall, and he asked you to name your handler's name, and you had to basically make a choice between the GRU W8 double agent, which was Rubinsky, the guy you guys have been working with, or Gulishev, the KGB station chief. You didn't know which one was the real one, so you guessed, and that seemed to satisfy Casper, and he let you go. And that's kind of where we were, except I just put some notes down about Ernst and Ramba. So, oh yeah, you went into the town at one point, and you got in touch with the old man taking care of the synagogue in Pyatrikov, and you got a care package for his family in Radom, and then let's see. Oh yeah, Ernst, you met with Dr. Gurin, right? The female surgeon, and you guys had kind of formed a working bond
Yeah.
Kind of a friendship there.
Yeah, I think was going to show up there the next morning after
That's right.
our
That's
spy
right.
games there to help out.
And you also kind of went and sat through a sermon, right? You even talked to Rasputin, the leader of this whole thing. Yeah, you went up onto he came through and he grabbed your hand. His hands were the size of dinner plates, and you tried to find out whether you looked into his soul and tried to see if he was a true believer, but you got something in your eye and you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
I think you also met Belayev, the sort of the head of security for the prison, and she looked somebody's phone. She was pretty tough looking character, and you told her about the Russian threat, the surrounding area, right?
Yeah, that we had heard rumors that the Russians were going to attack, or at least take this due to the fact that they were producing ethanol or potato gas or whatever.
Okay, cool. So before we get rolling again, this was just so you remember. This is the place where the prison is, south of Pyatrikov, and I'll put you guys onto the prison map here in a second. But I think where we left off, it was nighttime, and you guys who were in the prison, Ernest and Rambo and Karl, you guys could find a place to sleep there. You're welcome to stay. And Izzy and Gerard were in the Jeep. Now, do you guys want to, as night's falling, do you guys want to have your characters connect or have any kind of convo or conversation?
How are you guys?
We can leave, right? And come back.
Yeah. Remember your handler there was Kuchich. He's sort of the reminder, and he tells you, you're welcome to go. This is not a prison. You're welcome to go. You can come back. It's just, if you choose to live the life, just know that you follow the 10 Commandments and their sort of religious code. But yeah, it's really a place of brotherly love, and the preaching was more or less about acceptance and turning over a new leaf, So yeah, you're welcome to go.
Okay, so since everyone is here, Gerard is just gonna start gushing about this whole Silesian Republic and Krakow and whatnot.
Well, I don't know if has everyone gotten together. You're talking to Izzy again, I think, but Izzy's probably heard this.
She learned every word.
Yeah.
The earplugs have come out, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Or she's like looking at the pistol, thinking of just ending her fucking life.
Yeah.
Crack up one more time.
So let me just get then more specifically, Rambo. What's your character gonna do? What's Itzy gonna do this evening?
Izzy is gonna be going around making sure everyone's fine within the group, letting them know, dropping off the care package into the UAZ.
Okay, cool. So you arrive at
and everyone that isn't, and since Izzy is clearly bothered by Gerard, he's instead gonna turn his gushing towards everyone else.
Run while you still can.
You got this. You got. Yeah.
Izzy is just gonna treat it like a very excitable 5-year-old. That's it.
So and Karl, you had just come downstairs because Casper lived in sort of the 4th floor of the prison. And you had come down and met up with Ernest. Ernest had just finished his. Everyone's sort of issuing out from the chapel, which uses the converted cafeteria. So you guys are together, and do you have any plans for the next day or anything you guys want to talk about? Kuchi's just kind of letting you guys talk, and he's off in the periphery, just kind of keeping an eye on you, but talking to other brothers and sisters.
If he's keeping an eye, I will wave at him just to be nice.
He nods at you. Yeah.
I will.
Karl,
probably...
did you get what you need?
Yeah. Well, I met the guy I was supposed to meet, but I haven't gotten what I need from him yet. So I think I'm gonna hang out here, and in the mornings try to reconnect with him, see if we can bring him in.
Should
Why
one of
couldn't you
us
get what you needed?
make
I
a way
thought you
out?
just needed a good information.
Should one of us let the other group know?
We're all meeting up. It's a group circle.
Oh, we
you
are?
guys all?
I thought Karl and I were still in the prison.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were just we're like on the second floor or something like that.
Yeah. So I do want to. Should we take a walk and meet up with the others, or should we?
Yeah, let's let him know what's going on, and
Okay.
I'm probably gonna spend the night in here to keep an eye on this guy.
Yeah, I am gonna spend the night in here too. There are beds and water, food.
Exactly.
We won't tell the others that though.
Yeah, they'll be drinking water out of like a jerry can that tastes like gasoline.
I've got a canteen and water bottles. I'm
Kills
fine.
all the bacteria.
Yeah, right.
So
Yeah,
I guess maybe we take a walk then.
Okay.
Yeah, clear our heads and take a walk out to the rest of the group.
Okay. So you're in a sort of an old blown out parking lot, part of the southern district of Piatrikov. And actually I could kind of show you part of that. I guess we don't really have to go there, but yeah. Put you guys over on this map. This is just a Google Earth map of the area. And you can see up here, this is the prison.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And this is the sort of the southern part of Piatrikov. These buildings here to the north and east, big old warehouses, are now just sort of empty shells and husks.
Is that the actual Google Earth map?
Yeah.
Because that really looks like the map, the prison map, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's based on that. Yeah. I just happened to find the prison in real world, and so
I just wasn't thinking it was a real map, but that's sweet.
Yeah, it is kind of neat. The real world map, if you zoom in it on Google Earth, it's got all these extra weird pens and stuff around it that look almost like cattle pens, but I think they're exercise yards. It's kind of bizarre.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, this is Eastern Europe. Yeah.
Yeah, and currently, yeah, back in the late '90s, it might have looked a little bit different than this, but generally, this is the deal. So I presume that Izzy and Gerard are somewhere parked, either around these buildings nearby, because there might be some shelter and things like that. But you guys,
the outside of the prison was in the woods.
Well, the woods aren't far away. For instance, there's woods right here. The outside of the prison, most of this area, like up to 300 meters or so from the prison, is old farmland. But so that's why I remember the prison farms a lot of this land around the prison. There's wheat and stuff that they grow a lot of this food and potatoes to help distill ethanol. And there are old homes, most of them abandoned to the south. They follow this little road, but for the most part, the area is quite depopulated. The prison is sort of a bright spot in the surroundings because it's essentially secure, and they have food, water, and and a means to support themselves. So we'll say that you guys are sort of over here in this area, parked. Does that make sense, or do you have a different? Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I'm not picky about where we park.
Okay, and so you all meet up, stand around the front hood of the UAZ, and the sun has just gone down, so it's night. There is some light in the prison. They have ethanol running a generator. So you can see some weak electricity lights shining down some of the hallways and at the corners of the prison walls. So it's almost like home. You haven't seen a lot of power generation going on in the last few weeks. So Ramba gives a sort of a summation to Izzy and Gerard, and then you guys have a plan for the next shift. Either you all just hit the hay, or are you going to keep watch, or how are you guys going to go through the night?
I say we hit the hay.
Well, I know a place that's willing to host us for a bit, so we can head over there.
Yeah,
So
I think I'm going back into the compound. Keep up appearances. Plus, there's people need medical help in there.
True. So Ramba, Ernst, Magrido, were you thinking you're going to spend the night inside the prison?
Yeah. Does anybody in the group, do they care about Operation Reset as much as I do? Like, do they care?
None of us know about Operation Reset.
Okay.
You never told us.
Yeah.
Gerard probably doesn't care that much unless it directly affects Poland.
Gerard would care if it made Poland a victim.
So
Right. Okay.
if Operation
No,
Reset,
you guys
if Operation Reset, was like a NATO offensive, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah,
well, no, I'm asking.
yeah,
I'm asking, like, if it was a NATO operation and U.S. soldiers were involved, the odds are even that Izzy was probably involved.
It hasn't happened yet.
Oh, I thought it did.
Heard. Yeah, well, it was part of Operation Reset. Is nobody really knows is the thing. It was the division's drives into Poland were part of it, but there was supposedly much more involved. But this Russian counterattack seems to have put a gigantic wrench in the spanner, as they say. Oh, spanner in the works.
Spanner in the works.
Wrench in the spanner. Put a wrench inside the wrench.
Yeah, cool. I just wanted to know. I just wanted to know, just because I didn't want to necessarily like divulge too much to the group, right? So that's all.
Right. So you probably know that Izzy, at least, and Gerard too. I suppose Gerard's U.S. forces, right? They would have heard.
Gerard's Polish.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, my bad. Ernst is also Polish. Ernst is also Polish, right?
Ernst is Polish.
Yeah. So I meant Ernst. Not Gerard. I know Gerard's over the on the fully on the anti-Soviet side, but Polish. But then I forgot about Ernst. So Karl Poppa's character and Izzy are the only ones from the NATO side, essentially. So Izzy would have heard of Reset, not necessarily known the full dimensions of it.
Yeah, that's what I was
thinking.
thinking.
Definitely. Yeah.
Well, she was probably involved in it, but had no knowledge of what it really was. Like, they were probably told us, like, we're going on the offensive. She shrieks in joy, grabs her gun, but doesn't actually know what's going on.
Yeah. So does that help, Agrito?
Yeah, for sure. So guys, I'm gonna sleep in this prison. The asset I need to contact is there, and see if I can extract him tomorrow with us, or just get the information I need. Hope you don't mind another dude joining our party. In case he does.
What was that, Gerard? You said something.
Well, I'm saying in character. Well, as long as He's as long as the whoever is joining us is willing to join the cause.
All right.
We'll see. The prison's pretty cushy.
Yeah, it's nice in there.
Yeah, I've heard that. I mean, I don't know if it was standard in the '90s, but European prisons are generally better than American prisons.
Well, everything is better than American prisons.
Yeah.
Yeah, American prisons. But they've recently been privatized too, like in the last decade or two, haven't they? Like a lot of
It's
them.
always been the U.S. prison system is just used as a way to threaten people and all of that. Like a lot of those things, especially like child protective services, where the judge can just threaten the person to be like, either you confess or we'll throw the kid into CPS and they'll fucking disappear in the system.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
We'll send you to Dr. Phil's ranch if you don't straighten up.
Pretty much. The privatized stuff is really horrible because some of those private prisons actually like bribe judges to just send people there, so you can get your Tyson chicken for a lot cheaper.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Indentured. Yeah, it's basically the new slave labor.
Actually, fun fact: slave labor was never outlawed for prisoners in the U.S.
Yikes.
Yeah, this is the part where the Americans are like, "Wait, are we the baddies?"
Yeah.
And then every Middle Easterner that has ever lived says, yes, absolutely you are.
Well, that's
Okay.
because the Americans believe, somehow Islam is the great enemy.
Yes.
Okay, wandering off topic.
Anyway.
So you guys all do a high five, and Izzy and Gerard are going to stay outside, or Gerard, were you going to go into the prison as well?
George is just gonna stay outside as like he has for the past while.
Okay.
Well, Gerard, there is a place I know in the city. We can just go down there, get a place to sleep, and all of that, so you can just feel comfortable.
Oh, okay. If that's the case, just gonna go there.
Yes, you won't have to surrender your weapons. All of this.
Where's that, Ramba? You mean the
the guy offered us? The guy at the synagogue offered us a place to sleep.
That's true. All right, you're welcome to drive there too. But Izzy, what are you gonna do?
Just stay with the vehicle. Just sleep in the car.
Okay.
You're coming with us. You need to get a bed too.
Wait, what?
Commander's sergeant's orders. You're getting to get a good full sleep. You can't get. Your back is gonna hurt tomorrow.
I'll just use my backpack as a pillow. It'll be fine. Then she's like smiles and gives a thumbs up.
Okay, well, there's some question about where you're staying, but Ernest and Karl, you guys head back into the prison. Ramba,
Yeah.
are you going to try and convince these guys to go with you into Beatrikuf?
I would just ask what they're planning on doing. If they're thinking of staying in, and I'll be like, okay, good, they'll stay.
Okay, well then they might just stay in the vehicle then? Is that what you guys are going to do? And then
I was
Ramba will
talking
go back
about
into the
like
prison.
Ernst and Karl. They want to stay in
right.
the prison complex. I'm like, okay, sure.
Yeah, we were gonna go, or I was gonna go back into
Yeah.
right, sleep in there. They had food, water, medical supplies. Even I could even help in there.
Cool. And Karl, too, you're going back in.
Yeah.
Okay. And so that's cool. And then we just interrupt the game for just a minute. So back in 10 minutes.
Okay, I'm gonna go get some water.
Oh, Nana, go.
So go ahead.
Where were you left off?
Yeah.
I was just gonna ask.
We left off. I think Ramba was trying to convince or suggest to Izzy and Gerard that they should drive into Piatrikov, which is a ruined city, more or less. But Ramba has made acquaintance with an old man who's taking care of the synagogue, so there'd be some shelter there if he wanted to stay indoors. And Ernst and Karl, we're going to head back into the prison and spend the night in there.
Everything is good. I think we can just go ahead and get that going.
Okay. So Karl and Ernst, you guys walk back to the prison?
Yep. Walk back to the prison.
Can you guys meet us back here at dawn? Is that something you can do?
Sure, we will be able to do that.
Okay. Or maybe not at dawn necessarily, like mid-morning.
Miss breakfast.
Morning, just to make sure everything is good.
Cool.
All right. So, let's see here. Did someone say something? I missed it. No?
No.
Oh, okay. So, Karl, Ernst, you guys go back in, and Kucic is there to greet you as usual. And he seems really happy and excited. Almost like, hey, maybe he feels like he's going to get a commission or something on your membership.
He'll get it.
So, but he's genuinely seems happy to see you guys. He thought every time someone leaves, he says, "I wonder, are we going to see them again? You know, like I want to grow our numbers and make us fruitful, multiply." What was that?
I didn't say anything.
I'm getting some feedback, so I thought maybe it's just my own voice ricocheting back at me. But
Okay.
so they go in. He indicates some space that there are some beds. Most of the beds are taken, but there are spots on the floor. They'll make sure you get a bed the longer you stay. But or if you like, you can go up onto the fourth floor where there's some empty cells. The doors don't lock anymore, but you can. There are some beds up there, but most of the beds get disassembled and brought down to the lower levels so people can be around each other.
Wait, before we continue, aren't we in the synagogue, not the prison?
No, what happened to Gerard is Ramba got in the Jeep with you and Izzy, and he drove you into, or asked Izzy to drive you guys into Piatrikov, the town. So let me just make sure you guys. So if we go back to the player or the big map here, you can see this. The prison is the little yellow square just south of Piatrikov, and in the town up here near the northeastern edge of town, there's a synagogue, and that's Ramba had gone into town and made friends with this old guy who was looking after the building. So Ramba has taken you guys there. Do you have an issue with that at all, or do you want to just go along?
Go along.
Okay. And Gerard, you're good?
Yeah. So wait, are we entering the prison? I'm confused by that.
We're
Not
not
in
going to
prison.
prison.
No.
Okay.
Our atheism, you can call the synagogue a prison. Gerard announces he is a man of science.
So yeah, the group is split up, Gerard, basically. So Karl and Ernst are staying and then spending the night in the prison, but you guys are in the town, two separate places. Okay.
Gerard is just gonna be in the synagogue with Izzy and.
Okay. Cool. So the synagogue feels pretty safe. There's a small group. There's about 4 people that sort of caretake it, and you meet the old man again, and he welcomes you guys back in. You can the town itself is kind of a disaster area. Most of it's burned. It's not the safest place at night. So the old man, he takes you through their sort of security precautions. There's a third floor overlook that you can have a sort of a lookout, and all the doors are barricaded and lockable, so it's fairly secure. It probably was like that before the war too, but those synagogues got to be defendable. So, and in the prison itself, and so basically, is there any other? As the night falls and it's the going to be the darkness shift, do you guys in the synagogue, Ramba, Izzy, or Gerard, do you have any precautions or any kind of thing you want to set up for the night shift?
I'll just make sure is that I know Izzy is one of those people that wants to feel safe when they go to sleep. So I'll let the guy know is that she can just, have a lookout place, look out for any danger, and then bring her weapons. And then I'll check if Gerard is up for that too.
So you're just saying that we should do a weapon check, right?
It's a weapon check, but also if you want to just be like, yeah, we'll take a bit of a watch and split between the two of us to just, ensure nothing bad is going to happen here.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So,
consumer ration, just.
Yeah, so after the end of this day, everyone will have used another day's worth of food ration, except you guys in the prison, I think, got fed. So that includes you, Ramba. Ramba, you don't have to spend your own ration. You guys got fed in the prison.
Nice.
Food and water,
but Izzy,
or just food?
Both.
Right.
So Izzy and Gerard, you guys have to use up some of your own personal stash. Although you will get a day's ration at the synagogue tomorrow. So it kind of evens itself out.
Okay.
And he welcomes you in. He's happy to see you back, Ramba. And he sees all the weapons and gear, and it makes him actually feel a little safer. So he's happy to have you guys aboard. They have a few rifles. They're just old civilian rifles, but
I guess what I'll do is also get the small arms toolkit and look through those things and make sure they're up and good.
Great, awesome. Yeah, he appreciates that, and they are a little bit worn, so it's a nice move. Yeah.
So we'll just say that was a push and that's a success. So I'm just getting that going. Goal here is to make the place we leave a lot better than we left it.
Yeah. Nice. And now, let me just check something. Make a roll. You guys know how to make whisper rolls in Roll20?
You type /W, and that's like the slash that goes to the right by shift, /W, and then type.
Are you also like hidden rolls for yourself /GM roll and then the dice?
Awesome, thank you.
There's a dice thing on the side too, like on your bar. You can click up top. There's a box that says GM.
Ooh.
If you click that, all the dice you click out of there are yours only.
Oh, sweet. Hey, nice.
He now has the power.
Okay. So, Karl, Ernest, you guys back in the prison.
Yeah.
It strangely feels welcoming. There's some hymn singing going on, and even some slightly less religious songs being sung. They're not all religious, but it's pretty quiet, pretty quick. Some of the brothers are going around and gently shushing people. There's almost like a curfew, like a nighttime bedtime thing.
Is there? Like if I get up and stretch and go to just take a walk around the grounds, am I gently pushed to go to bed?
No.
Okay.
It's there's a lot of people who just are so sort of spiritual there that they get a little bit over exuberant about their the just kind of overdoing it. So just they kind of get gently told, hey, it's time, you guys go to bed. Because they also ration the light. So essentially they turn off the power to the electricity, or not all the electricity, but to the lights. And so they can't run the lights all night, and then it's pitch black inside the prison, essentially. Except for the outer perimeter. So you go ahead.
So, yeah, just kind of standing up, stretching a little bit, maybe taking a cigarette break, walking, just taking, let Karl know, I guess, since I want to kind of stay together if possible. See if he wants to just take a walk and get some night air, kind of figure out, look around what's going on. Just kind of see what's happening at night, right? Do they just all...
Yeah, that's a good idea. I could go for a walk.
Yeah.
Okay. So Kuchich has given you more rain. In fact, they do close the gates at night, but Kuchich he waves to you as you guys go for a walk. He seems to have relaxed a little bit about his minding.
I will actually meet with him and say, brother, we're going to just get some night air, stretch a little bit, contemplate. We'll be back in a few.
Great. He's happy to hear it. So there's on the walls of the prison, you guys walk around, you see that there's that's probably only about maybe a squad of Polish soldiers that man the walls through the night. There are a few brothers and sisters that are on the security detail. A few are trusted with the necessary evil of having to carry guns, and they also augment the defenses a little bit, but they're a smaller number. There's maybe 6 that you've seen. And at night there's the animal pens. Oh, go ahead. Someone want to say something? I got some feedback there. So yeah, Kumbaya, my lord. I was just reading in the chat there, Kumbaya, my lord. Yeah, common song, or some version of it. Anyways, you can hear the animals quietly making noise out in the vehicle in the parking lot. They got turned into animal pens, and otherwise, the lights are turned outward from the tower walls. They've got some spotlights, but they're not using the spotlights, but they've got some lights that shine out onto the fields. And besides that, you see a few other brothers and sisters walking around and doing the same thing. Like they might be having one of those rare cigarettes, or just taking a stroll, or having a little Bible meeting in the darkness. But yeah, it's pretty quiet once the sun's down and the lights are off.
Anybody we know? Do we see anybody we know? Like Dr. Gurin or the brothers, or I guess I didn't really meet his contact, so I don't know who that is.
Yeah, you don't know. You haven't met Karl's contact, but Karl does recognize somebody he meets, and as you guys are walking along this south road here, you run into John, one of the brothers, distillers, and he's walking with another guy, and they stop, and John just greets you, Karl. Hey, Peter.
Hey, John.
And John says, "This is Jacob." And Jacob reaches across and shakes your hand energetically. It seems like a enthusiastic brother. And he's wearing those prison oranges, the orange jumpsuit, but it's zipped open, and he's got a colorful T-shirt on underneath. But he says, "Welcome, welcome." John was just saying as we walked up that you're new.
Yes, we are new.
It's great. Well, welcome. And if there's anything I can do to help, you can come to me. You can find me. I work with the brothers and sisters, and Rasputin and I. We are one of the same mind. We are together. And you notice that John kind of rolls his eyes as he looks away a little bit. But Jacob keeps pressing. He doesn't let go of your hand right away after he's shaking a little bit too long. But anyways, and then he says, "So anything you need, you can come find me. My name's Jacob. Jacob Dabrowski." So, do you have any questions for them, or because otherwise they should keep on walking?
He seems like he's pretty a believer, right? I mean,
yeah,
he's Rasputin's. So, just a quick question. What are the? I mean, does Rasputin have plans further than the prison? I mean, I'm assuming after a while the walls will get crowded as they hear it's such a paradise here. Does he have any other plans or anything, or are they going to start turning people away?
Well, only God knows. We will be guided by God and Rasputin. But we still have room. If you have friends you want to bring, there's still room. I mean, this prison can hold probably, if we double up and everything, it could probably hold, I don't know, we could probably have 1,000 in here.
Yeah,
but
small city.
Exactly. And eventually, who knows? We could travel as a group. We could leave these walls and help make Poland a safer place all around. And you could be part of that.
Character for the most part. We haven't really seen any heavy enforcement of the commandments or anything, right? We haven't seen anybody that's imprisoned or anything like that, right?
You have not yourselves. Now you've heard though about harsh punishment, and there are, I guess, certain there's the hole. Basically, every prison has those cells that are completely without light or windows, and you throw prisoners in for long periods of time. I guess you haven't seen them, but they have those here. Okay. And there's also a crucifix above the sally port, the main entrance there, with handcuffs on it, and the handcuffs look like they're in good shape. But you haven't seen anyone up on the crucifix, although you have heard talk of punishment that leads to being crucified up there. So, yeah. Go ahead.
So Jacob, just being new and not wanting to have problems with the law, I'll just kind of point up to that crucifix and say, what was the last? When was the last time that was used? It's sort of hard to envision.
Oh, it was a brother had broken the 8th commandment. Thou shalt not bear. Yes, thou shalt not bear false witness against your neighbor. And so, unfortunately, that person did not survive the punishment. The punishment is 3 days on the crucifix. And if you can survive, God has favored you and they allow you down. But if not, punishment has been rendered.
Okay. Good to know.
Magrito's in the chat. He's
like, the guy has to have a very strong calf muscles, can't skip leg day, or he's dead.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
A bead of sweat.
Yeah. So, and then Jacob, he just kind of leans into you guys and he smiles and says, so just do, be good, observant, and follow the commandments and you'll have no problems. And if you have a problem, come talk to me. And he kind of whispers, pokes himself in the chest with his thumb and come find me and I'll see what I can do. So you get a hint that he's maybe trying to work. Maybe he's just bullshitting you or not, but he seems to be saying he might be a fixer or he might be able to help you guys if you need trouble, if you're in trouble.
Good to know, Jacob. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. He winks. And then, Karl, you notice that John, he kind of rolls his eyes again. So they bid you farewell and they move on. and head back towards the prison. So otherwise, it's dark out there. You do head toward when you're heading towards the wheat fields. You see that there's an area where you remember you met the chicken man, the big bald guy who takes care of the chickens.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's out there just sitting on the grass near these chicken coops, and it just kind of like looks like he's meditating. But otherwise, the place is pretty quiet. The guards, you notice the guard on the southeast tower is smoking, so you can see his cigarette ember from like half a football field away. Not very doesn't seem to be very observant. He's even looking into the prison instead of out.
Karl, what do you make of the chicken man? I'll point him out. He's I don't know what to make of him. He's got a vow of silence and poverty, I think. In there,
Yeah.
seems like an interesting character.
Yeah, Kuchich is the guy. Your minder had told you that it's not required to take a vow of silence, but the chicken man has anyways.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like he's meditating.
Yeah.
I don't know. He must be. Is the chicken man? Is he wearing orange too, or is he wearing a robe?
He wears what looks like sort of monastic robes. He's the only one really who dresses that way too. He's got a shaved head, and he's a great big huge guy too, kind of like from Central Casting. He'd be one of those motorcycle biker kind of guys, with the giant beard and big boots, big belly, but hugely muscled.
I mean, he obviously did something else besides, chickens.
Yeah, it's hard to tell who's a Khan in here and who's not, right? Who was part of the... I mean, it seems like Rasputin, was part of the prison as a prisoner at one point. But the rest I don't know.
Yeah, there was, just as a refresher, you remember part of the story was there was a night of miracles as Rasputin helped the prisoners essentially revolt against the guards. And he turned away bullets, or the bullets had no effect on Rasputin. And the guard essentially just handed his gun over to Rasputin. And then that was the night of miracles. And this was witnessed by a bunch of prisoners. And then a large part of the population here in the prison, there's about 400, close to maybe 450 people living here. And half of them are former prisoners of this prison or other prisons. And some of them are the guards that used to work here even. But then the rest are people who have come or been drawn here, ex-soldiers, stragglers, just sort of trying to help make this a functioning sort of little society based on Rasputin's sort of visions and religion.
Yeah, yes. So it's about half of them that are like out from the real world. It's hard to think ill of this place right now, since it provides so much good in a rather craptastic world, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would look around and like, pointing out the lackadaisical guards and just saying, well, if the Soviets run through here, these guys don't stand a chance.
Exactly, but it seems like, I feel like we should almost do something to bolster that or protect it or I don't know. It feels like they have, while it's not perfect, it is better than what's outside. And yes, the Soviets will make this back into a prison, my guess.
Yeah.
But yes, I don't know. Keep walking and talking, I guess.
Yeah. I'm not gonna like, sort of out of character. Like, I'm not going to really necessarily care too much about these people because you know, I'm like a NATO guy, like I'm a tried and true CIA man. So
no, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
And my character's the other way. He's going to care very much.
It's kind
Hey,
of funny.
it's the Odd Couple.
The Odd
It
Couple.
is.
Cue the theme song, yeah. Okay, so cool. So the evening then goes on. You guys, I imagine, head back to your sort of dorm room. Lots of snoring and hushed conversations going on. But Kuchich had pointed you out earlier to a place where you could sleep, and it's comfortable enough. It's a mattress each with some blankets and sheets, and they're actually clean because they have a sort of a laundry system going here too. So you guys turn in then?
Yeah, unless there's anything else we need to do.
Yeah, there's nothing I have specifically, unless there's something you guys, if you want to do some sort of midnight reconnoiter or sneak around. Otherwise, it will be a night that goes by.
Yeah,
I'm satisfied with our walk. I mean, I don't know what else to sneak around for. The Casper, didn't he say he was gonna reconvene with me in the morning, right? Is
that's right.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm down to call it a night.
Okay. So the night in Piotrków goes by a little bit hairier. You hear gunshots in the night. What sounds like a fire starts somewhere, and there's some shouting, dogs barking, some screams in the distance. Piotrkow's a little more ragged and unsettling, but you still manage to get some sleep. The place itself never gets challenged, and Izzy, you feel like pretty secure, and even managed to catch enough sleep through the night. And so sun rises up the next morning. Excuse me. And still overcast and a little cool for July, but no rain today. So in the prison, there's some drumming that wakes you guys up. It's gentle. It's like almost like tambourine drumming. And there are some people moving down hallways and stuff. Everyone seems fairly, it's almost weird seeing so many smiles on people's faces. But there's breakfast being served in the cafeteria. So that's why people are mostly happy, because you guys get to go along. And they even are serving coffee. So when you get to the cafeteria, it's pretty jammed. And they generally sort of organize into lines. And it's quite of a long line, but there's not that many people here. So you guys get a warm breakfast of eggs with some coffee, and it's actually pretty good. Hash browns.
Yeah, we're gonna savor the coffee.
Yeah.
And in the synagogue, it's a lot more muted affair. It's a little bit of warmed up breakfast from the previous day. Still pretty good, but no coffee.
Leftover canned food, I guess. Leftover canned food.
Yeah, it's good.
Apple crackers, all of that is great. It's amazing.
It's not fresh eggs from the ranch, but
the only ranch we saw in like the past 50 kilometers was in the prison.
Yeah.
I don't even know if chickens have survived the apocalypse.
So in the cafeteria, Karl, you make eye contact with Casper. He's in the line behind you, and he just gives you almost imperceptible nod. But then later on, you're passing each other, and at the cafeteria, one of the tables, and he just kind of stops next to you, and he says, "You guys both speak Polish, right? You speak Polish, right, Karl?"
I think I like speak broken Polish. Like I'm not fluent in it. I'm like Russian and English.
Yeah, you guys had spoken English before, if that's right. So he just says to you in English, meet me upstairs in an hour, and we'll talk.
I nod and I say, okay.
Okay. So he goes on, and Kuchich greets you guys and welcomes you, and he tells you, Ernst, that Dr. Gurin is looking forward to working with you today. So when you're ready, you can head over to the hospital.
Yes.
Which was this?
I will make it over there post haste as soon as I finish this wonderful coffee.
Yeah. No refills, unfortunately.
Well, one is more than none.
Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty upbeat affair. There's a small morning sermon, and there's prayers over every meal, of course. So it goes pretty quick. But Rasputin walks through the crowd at one point, and Karl, were you in the sermon the previous day, Karl Papa?
I believe I was, and then right after is when I went to go meet Casper, and then that's when Ernest met Rasputin. When we were split up.
Okay. So Rasputin is there too, and everybody's greeting him, and he kind of touches people on the shoulder and holds people's heads in his hands, as he smiles at them, and he's kind of walking through his flock, basically. And his security is not far from him, within ear or within reach, usually. Although Rasputin is a pretty intimidating and imposing sight himself, So then Ramba, Izzy, and Gerard, you guys are gearing up and ready to come back. Will you take all your stuff with you, or will you leave some at the synagogue?
I think we'll just get our stuff. Basically, I want to just make sure I bring my kit with me in case something goes wrong. I don't know what those guys did when they went over and stayed over tonight.
Oh, you mean in the prison?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Izzy and Gerard, you guys take all your gear or leave any at the synagogue?
No, Izzy will take all our stuff with her.
Basically, your vehicle, your UAZ, is your home, essentially, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got everything in it.
Home on wheels.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys are heading back, maneuvering through some broken streets and stuff, and coming the other way towards you, it's still fairly, like, the sun's been up for maybe an hour, so the shadows are long from east to west. But coming the other way, you see another UAZ heading in your direction. Slightly different paint job. This one looks dark green, but it just passes you on the other side of the road, and you see a couple of pale faces looking out, and you guys all make eye contact as you pass each other. But yeah, they just keep on driving back the other way. So you haven't seen too many other mobile vehicles around besides the Polish defenders of the prison. So there is some other activity in the area. They didn't look like the Poles. And then you arrive at the prison area. You can park in the same area you liked previously, or you guys can go into the prison. I guess, Ramba, you're probably going to go into the prison?
I'm going to go in.
Okay.
So I guess Izzy will just drop you at the door and drive off.
If you want to, or you can come on in.
Yeah, I don't know if you should get near the prison with that vehicle, but it's up to you guys, but I suppose.
Well, they have a designated parking spot, so we'll just stop there and go in. And if you two want to stay in the Jeep, I'll let Izzy know if you want to hear about Poland 6.0, you can stay in the Jeep.
Oh, God. Going to a prison with religious nut jobs or hear a Pole yap on about his new dream home. What options? What fun?
We'll fix it this time.
What?
He's just saying this Poland won't collapse again. This is the Poland that'll stay forever. The 1,000-year Poland.
I'm sure it will.
All right, so so then Ernst and Karl, you guys finish your breakfast and listen to the morning prayers, and then were you going to head your separate ways, or are you going to try and meet up with Ramba and company first?
Yeah, I mean, I'll I got an hour before I got to meet Casper, so I'll walk out and if those guys come out at the same time, I'll greet them, and say, they have great breakfast here. You missed it.
Yeah, I'm going to head over to Dr. Gurin, just let you know. So.
All right. Okay, cool. So she's big smile. It's nice to meet you again. She seems genuinely interested in you, and puts you right to work though. There's a big already group of civilians from the surrounding area that know that there's some medical support here that come and sort of petition at the gate to be seen. Dr. Gurin, she's got a big heart. She's trying to do good, so she sees almost everybody,
Oh, okay.
So you find yourself, elbows deep already.
Okay, I was wondering that. So they allow people in just for medical, and then they can leave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're almost all civilians. So.
Yeah, I was about to ask why there keep being so many injured people in the prison.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's because they're from outside.
That's right.
Okay.
Let's see. 10. Okay. So, did I miss something? A woman of science. Just reading your chat messages there. Well, Izzy, it says she's done some sinful shit. There's probably redemption for Izzy in the prison. If Kuchich was going to talk to you, he'd probably try and convince you of that. Yeah, the nice thing about these religions is there's redemption for everything.
I was going to say,
it
seems like some people here have murdered.
Don't mention you tortured animals to anyone else. That's it.
Wait, how is he going to try to convince Gerard out of curiosity if he passes it? Since I believe he's around.
I'm sorry.
Is he?
Can you repeat the question? I missed the question, Gerard.
I think, if I recall correctly, both Izzy and Gerard are waiting outside at the moment.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay. So out of curiosity, how is he going to try to convince Gerard?
Oh, well, he's not there. I was just saying, if he was there, he would try and convince Izzy, but Izzy's not interested, I don't think.
Yeah, well, part of the thing is, I mean, the stuff I mentioned, and also, like having to surrender gear in a foreign situation just kind of doesn't sit well with her.
Yeah. Yeah, I got you. You're looking out for yourself.
Yeah.
You got your own. You'll take care of yourself. You don't need this cult.
Yep.
So I also put in case you're wondering, I put the 10 commandments on the top of the page in case anyone is curious about them. But you think you'd be able to find that easily on Google, but it's there's thousands of pictures, but I just wanted to copy and paste. I couldn't find anything I could copy and paste. I had to type the whole thing in myself. It's crazy. Okay.
It's a real fucking what is it? Paraphrase of it, because it's thou covered thy neighbor's wife, or in all of this. It's all about your neighbor's stuff for that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they lump the wife in with the goods. Too.
We'll talk about the modern day and the enlightenment for women to stop being viewed as property. So
Yeah, that's right.
Where'd you put him?
Sorry, on the top of the page, on the prison page.
Got it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was like looking elsewhere.
Yeah, thou shalt not kill. Do you have any idea how many people and dogs has he's killed?
Yeah, you're a little trigger happy.
Meanwhile, hiding his Rod hides his war crime pistol, his IEDs, and his landmines. Well,
yeah. Okay. And then, so you, Ernst, you find yourself busy triaging a lot of sort of ailments, minor injuries, broken limbs, things like that through this morning shift. So you're going to be probably the busiest out of everybody. And just checking. So yeah, now we're in the morning shift.
I'm just so I'll be doing that, but what I'm going to try and do is talk to Dr. Gurin to get a feeling on how strict and how uniformly enforced those rules are, right?
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Right, because bare fault witness against your neighbor, so right that could be something very simple, right? Or stealing somebody's eggs or something. I don't know, right? That's
exactly.
That's all I'm trying to get at is, okay, how strict is this?
Well, through conversation over the day and on the few breaks you guys have, she seems to have a limitless supply of actually pretty good cigarettes. So if your character smokes, if Ernst smokes, she always takes a cigarette break, and powers a cigarette down fairly often. But you get the sense that they're enforced pretty strictly. Like there's a set of brothers and sisters that are sort of the watching, and Gurin is not. She's not. She's not as over the bend as a lot of these people are, right? You get a sense that she really doesn't believe in God or saviors. Sure. And over time, talking to her through the day, she even kind of intimates that she might think he's probably either a lunatic or a con man, but he's willing to give me these medical supplies, and that's good for now. That's enough, anyways. I can do what I need to do, and he seems to provide me the option to help. He I don't know really what's going on with Rasputin, but I get to do what I get to do now until one day I can maybe go home.
Yes.
But in regards to your question, she says the main thing is you do need to watch yourself. She kind of looks around too, just sort of like out of habit, because the littlest thing can get you into trouble. And when they say don't bear false witness, that means you don't lie. If you get caught in a lie, you could find yourself up on the crucifix. Although it's reserved for the more heinous sort of transgressions, because there are also stocks, that for some of the minor things, like lying, for instance, won't end you up on the crucifix, depending on the lie.
Depending on, sure.
Mm-hmm. So it sounds like there is some wiggle room, but how that's interpreted or who gets to decide usually comes down to probably Rasputin, and you never know with him necessarily.
So are those that watch, like, it sounds like there's like a group of people that are his I wouldn't say enforcers, but his keepers of peace. Are those the people that are in the control room?
Yeah, the control room is kind of off limits, and those are the people that the sort of the enforcers, if you will, the inner circle. They tend to spend time in the control area. Yeah.
Okay.
So, Karl, you bid adieu to Ernst, and you head up for your rendezvous with Casper.
Yeah, I'm gonna head up the stairs.
Okay. Okay, so Casper receives you into his cell, and he says, "Hey, all right. So I've got something that you might want to see, but it's not in the prison. But I can take you there. It's not very far. You want to go?
Can you tell me what it is?
I can't talk about it here.
All right.
But I have to show you.
All right. How far is it? Can we walk?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know, half a kilometer or something.
All right. You lead, I'll follow.
Okay. So he is going to take you out and go up for a walk, and he just kind of nods at the Polish guards and the brothers and sisters, and are you like literally going to follow behind him or like walk with him?
Yeah, I mean, I'll walk with him, but like, I'll make sure that he's not behind me. You know,
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
the cagey kind of, but not like acting cagey, but like, you know.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So Izzy and Gerard, you see Karl come out of the prison with someone you hadn't seen before, and they walk off towards the west. I'll just put you on that map again so you guys can see.
To where?
So this is here's the
that's-
prison.
All right.
Yeah, and I would suggest you guys park your UAZ here, but you notice that Karl and someone you don't know or haven't seen before, they walk out down this road, and I'll just show you on the map where they go. So yeah, they head out. Oh, I gotta make that bigger. So they head out, and then they cut across country along the fields in the direction of these woods to the south and west.
Is it within like walking distance?
Yeah, from the scale here is correct on the map. So if you're here, those woods are 800 meters.
Okay.
Like eight soccer fields or so.
Do we have any binoculars in the Jeep?
That's a good question.
Does anyone have a sniper rifle? Maybe we could use the sights on that.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you guys have? I don't remember if you have in your inventory. It doesn't look like there's binoculars.
I thought
I
someone
recall
had
that someone
binoculars.
had an S.
Yeah, I think I borrowed.
Binoculars, but he's carrying them.
Who is what?
Who is? What was
He's
that,
inside
Ramba?
complex.
Sorry, I missed that again.
Katzman has a pair of binoculars, but he's inside the prison
Oh,
complex,
Right.
and it's these
Yeah.
two. So, try to look for empty
Okay.
Coke bottles.
So,
Is
and
there
that
any way
reminds me,
Izzy
so what's-
could, you know, like she's just bored and intrigued and she wants to take a look at it? Like,
take a look at what?
whatever they're going to.
If you want to trail them or follow them?
Trail them, yeah.
Sure.
So she'll
Like
just give like a hand, on foot, just hand gesture to Gerard, stay here. So,
Okay.
yeah, just so there's somebody with a car.
Okay, cool.
We'll just man the Dishka for now.
Yeah,
Okay.
scan for targets.
And Ramba, what do you do when you get to the prison? Oh yeah, you walked in and you recognize the brothers and sisters that helped you repair the tank engine, and they greet you enthusiastically. Hey, Katzman!
Hey, how's it
But,
going, gang? What are you doing for today?
Oh, we're just gonna start it up and run it for a little bit and see how she works.
Well, then I guess I got a bit of a morning. Let's just check to see. Should we have to take a bit of a step back when we turn it on, or is it fine here in this zone?
We could do it here in the courtyard, but it will probably belch out a ton of smoke.
That means it works. That's good.
Yeah. And also, make sure you get your breakfast, Katzman.
Sure. I'll go get the breakfast first and then come out.
And you also then have a chance to just check in with Ernest and Karl Papa before they go their separate ways, just in case you wanted to.
Yeah, I go check up with those too. I was like, oh yes, how's the night last night? All of that.
Quiet.
What are you guys' plans? You said for to meet you here in the morning.
Yeah, just be ready to get out of here. Don't get too comfy.
Okay, and I'll just talk with Ernst and Polish and be like, so, your thoughts on this place?
Well, seems like they are doing good here. It is a little strict. It seems like we should help them if we can.
In your voice, what sort of thing is you uncomfortable about it?
I'm not sure I trust Rasputin. I was talking to the good doctor. She believes he's either truthful or a very good conman, making his own myth up. There's also a sort of a secret police that we need to watch out for, and the legal system or the crimes are biblical and could be applied however they deem them.
What do you mean by biblical? Like
10 Commandments. Thou shalt not lie. Things like that.
I'm familiar with those. I would say, is it along the lines of like Leviticus sort of thing? Like, if it is her time of the month, she needs to be exiled from the tribe and all of this and live outside for a certain amount of time until she cleans herself.
It's dependent on Rasputin's will, I think. You may be hung up on the cross up there if they deem your transgression.
Leviticus.
No, Rasputin's will.
People are crucified.
Yeah, of a sense they are, I guess. You have 3 days. If you survive, you're cleansed. If you die, you don't. That's what makes me uncomfortable.
Crucifixion is just an execution where you die from exhaustion and you can't pull yourself up. You basically drown.
I know. I doubt anyone will last 3 days without help. Hence my weariness. The place does seem like it is doing good. It is applying. I've seen people from the local towns and given medical aid, and they have a wealth of food and medicine here. We've had coffee this morning, so there's a lot to be liked, but there's also something you need to watch out for.
Yeah, Captain is a bit concerned when you tell him about all the dark stuff that goes on. It's like, yes. No wonder some of the regulars in the town were a bit hesitant. Yes, okay. I'm gonna go check out this place then. Ask questions, all of this. Be ready to get up in front when we're leaving. We should be leaving when we get up to noon and all this. Once Karl comes back, we'll leave. Okay. So Rabbi, you then also go in for breakfast, and you're at the tail end of the breakfast, and there's not much left. But you're scooping up a little bit of eggs, and there's some dregs of coffee left, but still you haven't had coffee for a long time. If you so choose, it's there. I think I'm gonna be more shocked that coffee still exists. Yeah. And they are, and you're a little bit, I don't know what the word would be, but it's a little unsettling to see so many happy faces. You've based on your past experiences in the last 3 years, it would make anyone suspicious to see so many happy people. But there's a lot of big smiles and pats on the shoulder and enjoy, have a good day and all this stuff.
But the biggest shock for you is you notice when you see Rasputin come in, you recognize him. You know Rasputin, and he was someone you know from your childhood back in Russia.
I guess I spill a coffee and just like yell out his name, all of that.
Nice.
Just like right, sort of like without any sort of self-control, you just blurt it out.
I mean, for God's sakes, this is the end of the world we're living in, and then you see someone that you haven't seen in over 20 years.
Mm. Well, you even know his real name. His real name, at least when you remember it, is his last name is Vukov, and his first name is Mikhail. So you just shout out Mikhail or something like that.
Yeah, basically. I'm using like the diminutive Misha.
Yeah, nice. Well, he was older than you, and he's always been a gangster for as long as you can remember. When you were just a little boy, he was the neighborhood tough, and he ran a gang. But for whatever reason, he really took a shine to your sister, but he was never dishonorable to your sister. He taught you how to smoke. He was kind of a protective guy, but you later on in life, you knew that he actually had a very dark side that you never actually really saw. So it's always been a kind of a thing you've taken with a grain of salt. Maybe part of you denied it because he was always kind to you in some way, you know. But
there's also the fact that he taught me how to pick locks.
Yeah, exactly. So there he sort of straightens a little bit when he hears his name, and everyone else sort of looks kind of shocked too that someone suddenly yelled out this name. And so Rasputin turns around and he looks in your direction. He makes eye contact with you, and his head, he looks confused at you for a second, and then you see his brow lift, and his arms go wide. It's ya, he says.
Oh, Misha, it's been years. Oh my goodness. Out of all the places in the world, we meet up here in Poland.
Yeah, and he's just kind of, he's obviously a lot older than when you saw him before. I mean, he's in his late 40s or maybe even his 50s now. And but he's just as imposing as you remember him.
Beautiful set of hair, not receding.
Yeah, he's great hair. He's still got most of his hair, but it has definitely receded. And where I'll probably share a picture of him with you, but anyways, he seems really quite, in some ways, quite different. He puts his hands on your shoulders, and he gives you like a squeeze. He doesn't hug you, but he squeezes you, and he's little Itzia. How are you? And he seems very sort of fatherly and less like your memory of him was he was quite sarcastic and joking. He had a serious side, but he seems almost fatherly now.
So I take it he's not like the stereotypical goatneck where I would remember him being like drunk all the time or like looking sneak in. Right. He's drunk. He's like sober.
Exactly. He's so sober. In fact, it's maybe disappointing because your memory of him might have been romanticized a bit as a child because he could get away with anything.
Romanticized as a child.
Yes. But he's covered in tattoos, up to his chin, and his forearms. He's got these big, massive forearms. They're covered in tattoos. To tell a story of this life that you weren't privy to, obviously. But he's obviously spent years and years in just Russian prison system. But yeah, he generally seems kind of like surprised and happy to see you. And his minders, his security team are kind of close, and they look kind of equally kind of shocked, like someone actually knows the real Rasputin. So yeah, he just wonders how in hell have you gotten here? He doesn't say hell, but how did you end up here? He wonders.
Oh gosh, let's just begin with the fact is, I got conscripted while managing the old tank factory up in the region, and then get sent over here to Poland, and then get separated from my unit. Ended up with a bunch of Americans and a couple of local Poles, and ended up here looking to make a trade in all of this.
Whoa. This is a great story. Well, you're welcome here anytime, and it is great to see a familiar face. So if there's anything I can do, Itzia, let me know. I am here, of course, all the time. So we have big plans, Itzia. We could use people like you.
Yeah, except I got to get back home. Wait, I got to figure out if my apartment is still there.
Well, that's a long way, Itzia. In the meantime, think about staying here. Eventually, who knows? We might head back east. I miss the old country too. But we have things to do. We have missions. We have tasks.
I'll just be asking about all of this. Who are your friends here? I look at the guards.
Oh, well, these are all my brothers and sisters. Have you met Belayev? And he introduces you to, this is the head of security for him, Belayev. And she just nods to you, but she's got a little slightly thin smile. And the other ones look like they're maybe just sort of bodyguards. They're tougher looking. They definitely look like they're also Slavic origin, Russians. They have tattoos as well. They former prisoners and maybe some of his inner circle from before the Day of Miracles, you know. So they're watching you a little more suspiciously than Rasputin is. And he also says to you, oh, go ahead, sorry.
Oh, no, I think Izzy is just going to be along the lines of like, oh, relax. Why would I ever want to hurt Misha?
Yeah, and he puts his hand on your shoulder and says, you can call me Misha when we're in private, but call me Rasputin when we're with everyone else. And he kind of makes it like you see a seriousness come into his eyes. I'm no longer that man you knew. And then he kind of looks around. Says, I've been reborn. I am now a vessel, an instrument of the Lord.
You had that Damascus Road moment then, Saul, now Paul.
So, sorry, go ahead.
He's referencing how Paul would have diminished eyesight during the road to Damascus. That moment.
Nice. You got the background color. It's good. But yeah, Rasputin knows all the. I don't personally, but Rasputin knows all the religious stuff too and more. He's obviously studied. So you realize that he really has put some work into this. Like the Rasputin you know would have maybe been a schemer and a con man and you know, a charmer or a grifter, but he seems, something about him really does seem different. Like he's put this work in. He sounds like he knows the Bible inside and out, and there's something changed about him from what you remember.
Yeah, I can also realize is with the way he's doing, he's basically trying to create a sort of public persona. It's along lines of like he's like, fuck man, I can't be myself anymore. I gotta be like an image of for other people.
Right. So yeah, he says, so Itzy, stay. We will catch up another time, but I must go now. But I want to hear about your family and your sister and what you know about them. But now I must go. So, but I implore you, stay, join us, be part of what we are.
See what I can do. Was just over here to get some chow and then see about the work we were doing yesterday.
Okay, great. Well,
the sort of vehicle we were restoring and all that.
Oh, I've heard that the engine has been repaired. Is this right?
Well, I hope so. Let's just say is that thing is very, very temperamental.
Well, that's good news.
Really
Great. So he pats you again on the shoulder, and then he moves on to other people, and he's working his way out. You get a good breakfast. Was there anything else you wanted to potentially follow up with him before he takes off? At this
I'm going to
point,
be asking about the inner circle because now they're going to be really confused. I think some of them going to be like keeping an eye on me.
Yeah. I
like,
mean,
Bill... this is a big danger.
Yeah, I mean, you see some eyes on you, not just from the inner circle, but other brothers and sisters too, because you've now been kind of shown some favor, like you know, by Rasputin. So there could be subconscious jealousy. Just alone might make you feel slightly uncomfortable. A lot of people watching you. So this happened while Karl and Ernst were also there. So you guys also saw this as well. This was at the tail end of breakfast.
Oh, we saw this happen, so we're kind of back in time a little bit here.
Yeah, I just had to go back because I forgot about Rob joining for breakfast.
Okay. Right. That was weird.
Very much so.
You know this guy?
Yes.
Yeah, so Rasputin then leaves with his entourage, and we can continue on with where we were. But unless Ramba, you wanted to do anything with Karl or Ernst, you have an opportunity there.
I'll let them know as I knew that guy. He dated my sister back in years ago.
That's been like over 20 years ago. How old is Katzman, your character?
He rolled low. He's 23.
Oh, okay. So this would have been like 10, 15 years ago or something?
14 years ago.
Did you make Katzman with a life path?
Yep.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I started making more characters with life path after Izzy.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's really good. It's much better than archetype. But anyway.
Oh, you can be a kid with archetype, so that's better.
Yeah, that is true.
You can't be a kid with life path?
You start at 18 with life path.
Got it.
So Ramba, after Karl and Ernst is going to go to work in the hospital for this next shift, and Karl has got a meeting. You can talk to Izzy about that more if you want, Karl. But and then I was just curious though, Ramba, what you're going to do? Are you going to maybe work on the mechanics with the mechanics?
Yeah, I'll hang out with the mechanics, get things going.
Okay.
He tells me about the meeting, and if he's unsure about it, I'll go talk with Izzy and see if she can just hail them sneakily.
Gotcha. Okay, it turned out that was happening anyway, so that's cool. So then we'll go fast forward, unless anyone has anything else, we'll get back to where it's Karl, Papa, and Casper are walking through the fields out into the woods. And Izzy is going to potentially trail them.
Yep.
Okay, Izzy, do you want to try and be sneaky about this?
Yeah.
And not be seen?
Yep.
Okay.
You got to put that
well,
woodland cabin to the test.
Yeah.
Can I get a bonus for that because it's in the woods, like +1 or something?
Well, you're not in the woods yet.
Oh, I thought I was.
So, no, because there's a long stretch. There's 800 meters of fields from where you guys are out to the woods, or at least, more or less. So trailing them is going to be tricky. There are people out in the fields, farmers and prisoners working the fields and things. So it's not like you'll stand out like a sore thumb. So it'll be a straight up recon roll to try and stay hidden. Since you're the one being trying to be hidden, you get to push it if you want to.
Nice. All right, so roll now.
Go for it. Yeah.
I'm gonna push. And also, how do you add negative modifiers whenever you?
Well, there's no negatives or positive
Well,
modifiers.
I was just thinking about that.
You step the dice
Yay!
up. Or step the
Oh,
dice.
2 of them.
Nice.
Nice. So yeah, remember you just step the dice up or step the dice down. For the negative modifiers, your lower dice will go down to.
Well,
I
know how to do. I'm just saying, how do you do that with the character sheet? Because this is my absolute first time using it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you can just adjust. You've probably noticed it already, but on the character sheet, you can select the dice, and so if you had a B10, you can just click on it and see. It gives you all the dice options.
Okay.
So it was a straight up roll. You rolled 2 successes. So I'm gonna roll for Casper's. He's gonna get a passive roll, and he'd have to beat 2 to find you. To
Doesn't
notice
a tie go to the defender?
He has to. This is an opposed roll basically, and this is a passive roll. So he has to get more than you. A tie might go to the defender. Yeah, he has to get more. So yeah, definitely a tie would go to you. So let me just check here.
There's where you hope the GM's dice is not that hot.
But I'm not going to share that with you guys. This is a secret.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, it's like, oh, fuck, 10 plus for both dice.
So. Okay, so you guys you watch them walk off into the woods, and they keep on. They're just walking casually, and all the way, Karl, Casper's just talking to you about your experiences in Poland so far. He's kind of like sort of plugging you for information. So he talks about, because you had mentioned your choice of handler, you had told him was Gulashev, right?
Yeah, the KGB guy.
Yeah. And so he just he's wondering about your postings, basically. Like, and he's obviously also, like, your feeling is he's a spook or he's involved in the spook business. So you would know just from your profession that you deal in lies and subterfuge and deception, and so he can't really expect you to tell him everything you've been doing and stuff. So it's basically small talk, but he kind of appears to be just kind of feeling you out a little bit as you go.
Yeah, and I let him know a little bit about like Belarus, before the war heated up and stuff like that. Just
Cool.
And does he say anything? I mean, do I get any more insight into his because we're both trying to feel each other out? Does he say anything interesting? Or
well, do you have any specific questions for him or anything like that?
I'm trying to think. I mean, I'm not necessarily. I think I feel like we would just be kind of fencing until he like does the reveal, because that's kind of what I'm there for.
That's right. So yeah, he takes you over here to this in this area, and there's this there's a barn here, like it's half collapsed, but inside you see a vehicle. It's covered with a tarp, some kind of small car, and so he says, "Yeah, you should check this out. You won't believe this car I found. Go ahead, have a look."
Okay. After you.
Get in the van. There's candy in the back.
Candy in the back. Yeah, it's a white panel van. So you're resistant. You don't want to go into the vehicle.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna like go with him just standing outside the door. Like we're gonna approach it together. I would think.
Yeah, well, he actually stops and he gestures to the. Yeah, check it out. Take a look.
You just gonna stay? You just gonna stay there?
Well, fine. So he takes a step towards the vehicle, and you guys both come forward. And he reaches down and he grabs the edge of the tarp, and he pulls it up over top. And you see that it's an old muscle car, but it's actually in really bad shape. But at that point, he also realizes in his hand now he's got his pistol out, and he says, "Okay, get inside." He points at
get inside the car.
Yeah, get inside.
You want me to drive?
No, just get inside. He points to the passenger side.
Is there any way I can sneak up on him? Because I have something kind of funny in mind.
Yeah, you have he hasn't noticed you. He did look around, but he hasn't noticed you.
Oh.
So you're in the woods, so you could definitely get closer.
Well,
but you see he's got his gun up.
Yeah, that's why I want to get up to him.
Okay.
So
you have to make that's going to be another roll, and you get a modifier if you want to get up. Let me just quickly check that real quick. Sort of the ambush rules. If you want to get like into engaged range, it's going to be a -3 modifier.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So, because that's getting up super close.
Oh.
But let's just take a look at the modifiers, though.
But engaged is like hand-to-hand combat, right? Like stab.
That's right.
Oh, no, to get in the same hex is -2 modifier.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, if you wanted to get right up to him so you can grab him, that'd be a -3.
Well, I wasn't going to grab him. I was going to just put a gun on him.
Yeah, okay.
With a funny one-liner, so.
And that's fine. You can do that, too.
So -2. So I'd basically be rolling just one D8. Oh, wait, that's for amateur.
So what's your total dice to start with?
So I have a B in intelligence and a D in recon.
Okay. So that's a 10 and a 6, right?
Yeah, 10 and a 6.
So the first negative modifier gets rid of your D6. The second negative modifier would knock your D10 down to a D8. So it looks like, you just have a D8. If you rolled, it's taking forever.
Oh wait, I was just waiting for the cue to roll.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead. Take the roll.
And I'm going to push that.
Okay.
There we go.
Success. Okay, so you make your way at a quick and quiet pace through the woods. Now there's an opposed roll again to see if he can spot you or hear you coming.
All right.
So I'm just going to roll that. So I can roll this one in the open. This guy is pretty good.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So he might see you. So see what modifiers he would have. I guess it's just a passive. He can't push it. But yeah, so he's got an A intelligence and a B in recon, so that's pretty good. So roll his intelligence roll. You got one success.
So, but that's a tie and it still goes to me.
Yeah, so I'm going to roll his B dice, which is a D10.
Oh, shit.
That's 2 success.
Shit.
So he hears you coming. Karl is at the door of the vehicle. And we're going to roll initiative now.
Oh, well, can I at least say something?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Sorry. I know you
so Izzy was like, I wouldn't do that if I were you, and she's aiming her gun at the guy.
Okay, so Izzy comes out of the woods, and what are you armed with, Izzy?
Spaz 15.
Oh yeah, shit. Okay, so Karl, your cavalry has arrived.
I'm like, Izzy, no, damn it.
Okay, so I don't think Gerard would be aware of this unless
You're
you
800
radio
meters
him.
away. There's no fucking way you're aware of it.
Yeah, that's right, Gerard. You definitely you watch them walk off into the distance, but they disappeared from sight.
He's just staring off into the distance with his dish cam.
He looks south to the Sixth Polish Republic.
Let's see here. Now I've already forgotten how to do the initiative cards. Let's see. I can deal. You remember how to do this, right, Magrito? Actually, I think Ernest, you also remember how to do this.
Yeah, you need the tokens, and you select them.
Oh, right. Okay.
Let me drag my token on there.
You can also just drag cards from the deck to
Okay.
individual people if you want.
Cool.
Depending on how you want to do it.
And we'll get Karl on here too.
Oh, okay.
I just put you on there.
Sure.
Okay. And and then you can, I guess you could just deal individual cards. So let's do that. You mean I can just
Yeah,
actually
you can
add it.
You can click deal, and you can pick who you want to deal one card to.
Oh, okay.
And then
deal one card. Okay.
Just to stay for the record, I was trying to help.
Okay, Karl Papa and let's see, I should be able to do. Let's do all players. Okay, let's try that. That kind of worked.
yeah, if you want everybody to have a card, right?
Yeah, I didn't really want anybody.
So everybody's currently listed as a 1. Do each player have to click their card?
Yeah, if you click on your name, whoops. If you click on your name, it'll bring it up, and you can see the card then.
Oh.
Okay. Let me try that again. So I can add you guys to the turn order first, I think, is what I wanted to do. So add turn, add a turn, and then add a turn. And then I can deal.
There you go.
Yeah, that's
there you
go.
go.
Woo. Woo. Okay. And then so it looks like the initiative goes to Casper. So Casper's gonna wheel, and he sees Izzy. Don't die. And he raises his gun, and Izzy's coming at you. You're coming at him with your gun out, right?
Yeah, I'm just sort of like in a walking while aiming position, saying, I wouldn't do that if I were you. Like when she sees him like pointing a gun at Karl.
So Casper's a little bit on edge, but with professional movement, he is going to move and fire. So he ignores Karl, and he moves around to the other side of the car to get some cover, and he's going to shoot at you, okay? Is he?
Sure. Does he get any negative modifiers from like moving and shooting?
Not so much, but there might be other modifiers. So I'm going to bring him up here. And we'll look at the modifiers. So you are probably 2 hexes away, like 20 meters.
Well, I thought I got into the barn with him.
Well, we could say, because he spotted you on the way. So we'll make it 1 hex. Yeah. I mean, this is better for him anyways. He's closer range. But let's see. So just taking a look at the modifiers. So he's got an M9 pistol. Rate of fire is 2. Now let's bring up the modifiers. Where is the modifiers? I lost my table for modifiers.
What was that?
What was that? Someone's playing a video game on the side.
Oh my god.
Yeah, okay, range fire. Here we go. Range fire modifiers. Okay, so
nervously.
He's doing a quick shot, so he's getting -2, so he's not aiming. So that currently, I want to check what his base is. So he's got range combat of B and agility B. So that's his starting point. And which is 2d10s. Now we're going to take one of them and knock it down 2 dice. So he's got d10 and a d6. Now that's just for the quick shot.
Okay.
And then the range is short, so no modifier there. Neither of you are prone. You are a moving target. You're kind of coming right at him.
Yep.
So, but we can make that a -2. Since you're both going to be moving. So that gets rid of his d6 and then knocks his d10 down to a d8. And I think that's it. So he's going to fire just 1 ammo dice at you. Okay?
All right.
So he's going to try and be slightly
conservative.
Actually, he's gonna fire 2 ammo dice. He's got 15 rounds in his mag. The M9. So let's see. Yeah. So he sees a threat, and then he gets rid of the D6, and now he's just got a D8 and 2 ammo dice. So blam 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 blam. Okay, he got 1 success
on the ammo dice.
But he's got to score 2 mishaps for it to be a mishap. Yeah.
But he didn't suppress.
You still have to roll a coolness under fire because he hit you with his attribute dice.
Okay.
So we'll roll location. You can go ahead and roll that first if you want.
Sure. Roll location D6. 5, which I believe is arms.
I believe that's right. Just checking. Okay, location 5 is arm. Yep. And if you want to roll another d6, you can do it right or left. So 1, 2, 3, it's your left. 4, 5, or 6, it's your right arm.
Right. And because I don't have any armor there, I take 1 point of damage.
Yeah.
And then there was the coolness under fire, which is where combat.
Yeah. Should we call your
Rip.
cuff? Okay. Coolness under fire, that means you're suppressed with no successes.
Shit.
So blam, blam, blam. He fires off, let's see, 6. He fired off 6 rounds at you and winged you in the arm and suppressed you. So you hit the deck and are suppressed. And he goes around to the front of the car. So that's his turn. And then Karl, suddenly all this goes on. You hear Izzy. Karl wheels and fires off a bunch of shots. Izzy hits the deck. It's your turn.
So I would be like, Haggard, stand down. Everyone, stop. This is like the total like monkey wrench in my plans. Even if he had a gun on me, right? So.
Right.
I guess it would be. I'm just trying to think of how it would, because I don't have any weapons or anything, and I don't necessarily want to attack this guy.
Right.
So let's see. It's tricky.
And you could use like persuasion or command to try to.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see. So that's. So persuade. I guess I would have to persuade. Well, Izzy's suppressed and injured. I would have to persuade Casper to stop.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would. That's what I want to do. So that would be a manipulation.
Okay.
Or persuasion.
Okay. So you can go ahead and check out your basic persuasion roll. Will be.
Yeah. So I got empathy B and manipulation C, I believe.
Okay, so a D10 and a D8.
Yeah, I got PSYOP, so that's bonus to manipulation.
Oh, nice. So it becomes a D12 and a D8. And so a D12 and a D8. Now there might be some modifiers here. So you have more people on your side, though Izzy is currently suppressed. So that gives you another bonus. So it's a D12 and a D10 goes up to. And then what's you're basically telling him to stand down?
Yeah, I mean, since he's the one that's kind of in control of the situation, I'm gonna, my action would be to like run over to, like put my hand on his weapon and be like, this person doesn't know what the hell is going on. We just need to stop this madness right now. Like everything stop. Like let's just. I'm gonna try to de-escalate is what I'm trying to do.
Right. Okay. Okay. So, and then there's a negative modifier because he doesn't feel like he has anything to gain at this moment. So that's back down to a D12 and a D8. Okay, so then go ahead and roll.
So do I roll both, or if I roll on manipulation, will it roll both?
Yeah, it'll roll both if you click next to manipulation. Oh, 2 successes. Nice.
Nice. Okay. Just checking the rules here real quick. Yeah, so it's just like in Aliens. They must either do what you want or immediately escalate the situation, right?
Yeah.
So he decides to escalate.
Oh, god damn it.
He says fuck you. And although you're close, he's not going to go for it. So he turns his gun on you, Karl, but it's Izzy's turn. Oh, so Karl, just so you we'll say that was like your attempt to persuade him. We could make that like would that be a slow action? Probably.
It's a slow action, yeah.
Okay. So you still have a fast action.
I mean, it's hard to say. I'm trying to.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to persuade him by yelling at him. So I'm not gonna necessarily use my other action other than to like approach him or like put my hands up, like be non-threatening, like so. I'm basically just like at the side of the car, like stop.
Yeah.
Whoa,
gotcha.
just take it easy, man.
Yeah. So I'll reserve my fast action.
Okay.
For something else, if I can.
Like Overwatch, maybe.
Yeah, there we go.
And we can apply that to something else potentially. Okay, so Izzy, you're suppressed for this round. So basically, you're just hugging the dirt.
I can roll to cancel that though, right?
This is your first round of suppression, basically. So.
But I thought you could roll once around to try to stop it.
I think that's your next, because this is still the first round, basically. But I'll just double check that with suppression, because I think it's your next round you can check. So if you're hit by enemy fire, or it shows that you've been suppressed, you immediately make the coolest under fire roll, which you rolled, right?
Yep.
Also, I guess you're only supposed to roll 1 dice because you don't have a Ramba here.
Oh,
who's
you're
your
right. So do you want me to
right?
re-roll it?
It's okay. And you can't push a coolness under fire roll if you fail.
Nope.
So then if it fails, you're suppressed. This means that you immediately drop prone. You suffer 1 point of stress, and you can't perform any reactive actions until your next turn. So, I guess it is your next turn now, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no, this is your first turn. This is your first turn in the sequence, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean,
you won't be able to.
Well, I thought it said next turn, as in like you make the coolness under fire roll, you fail, and then your next turn you have a chance to do something about it. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you just can't react. So
react, no reaction stuff,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. And so you're suppressed.
So, but
so and then it says on. Then it says on your next turn to recover, you roll your coolness under fire again to recover from suppression. So it won't be until the next turn. So basically, suppression means you're out of action for 1 round. Yeah.
Oh. God damn it.
Yeah. So you're suppressed, and then it's back to Casper's turn. So Casper seems to have
gone rogue.
Yeah, so he points his gun at you, Karl. He says, "I fucking put a call in. You're not who you say you are." And he says, "Who the fuck are you working for?" And he's got his cocked M9 pointed at you.
Does he have to do a manipulation roll on me?
Sure. Yeah.
I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
It can be opposed though, right?
It can be, yeah. Okay, yeah, he's gonna try he's got his gun on you, and he is going to try and get you to spill the goods. "I know you're not working for Gulashev," he says. "And tell me now, I'm gonna fucking kill you." And so he is going to use its empathy manipulation. He doesn't have manipulation skill. He's got empathy of C. Now he might have a slightly better negotiating position.
Definitely doesn't have anything to do with
Let's
the gun
check
he
if there's
has
a
drawn
modifier.
on.
For sure.
So let's see if he gets a +1. Yes, so he gets 1 + 1 because you're essentially held captive at this moment by him.
Yeah.
Don't you have a talent that gives you like resistance to that sort of thing?
I just have a psyops, which is a bonus to manipulation for changing someone's mind about something.
Oh.
So his dice just goes up to a B. Now, I'm going to see if there's any negative modifiers.
He's outnumbered, maybe?
Maybe, but you're currently suppressed. So we'll make it a wash. We'll say it stays a C. So he's going to try and get you to spill the beans. And so he's just going to roll 1d8. No ammo dice. So he didn't get any successes, and he's not pushing. So you don't feel overly compelled, but that's entirely up to you.
Right. Let's see.
So he seems to have overnight checked up on you somehow. At least that's what he's telling you.
Yeah, I don't believe him. I'm gonna stay with it. I'm gonna say I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Gulashev sent me to basically extract you. And everything's going fine. This person was part of that just attack. I'm like, I don't know what the hell is wrong with this Izzy person that just came out of the woods and shot at you. She wasn't part of the plan.
Named her. Holy.
I'm like, yeah, I was traveling. She's part of my traveling contingent, but I'm not sure. I mean, you did pull a gun on me. But I mean, if you feel like I'm a liar, then go for it.
Okay, well he
And I walk up to him. I walk up to him, and I like put my, I grab. I can like grab his hand and like put the gun on my forehead. Like that, Is that too much?
Yeah.
Not if you want to die.
Yeah, he is going to try and murder you guys both. So one thing you didn't know is that he snuck out of the prison last night. I checked to see your passive recon rolls, but he snuck out and he did make a call. So now he feels like his cover is blown somehow, or you guys are not who you say you are. And then when Izzy showed up suddenly, that just confirmed for him that there's some kind of ambush going on, right? So he currently feels like he's it's him or you. So now we'll go to your turn though, and you basically did that. You're like, look, buddy, I'm who I say I am, but he doesn't buy it. So we'll say that you and him both spent that turn in frantic conversation with gun drawn. And now it's Izzy, it's your turn again. Izzy, you can make a coolness under fire roll. Now it's just one dice.
Yep. And I failed. But my next turn to get up.
That's right. Next turn you're up. So then it's Casper's turn. So Casper's going to shoot you, Karl.
Maybe you should have put the gun to the barrel of your...
No. We'll say you didn't do that, but you did take a step closer.
Yeah.
But
I'm unarmed, right? So I'm like trying to get close to like grapple with him if I can.
Oh,
right.
Nice.
I like it. So we'll say you're like almost in engaged range. It'll be an easy move to get there.
Yeah.
But he's gonna get a shot. He's gonna try and execute you right now. So
Sure.
He's already fired 6 rounds out of his M9, and so he's gonna take another bunch of shots at you and try and put you down. So
Sounds
danger
good.
moment. So let's see, where did that go? I always lose for some reason the table for weapon range. Oh, that is range fire modifiers. So this time he aims, and so he doesn't have that -2 modifier, and but he's going to take a called shot. He's going to try and put one shot into your beam. So then it's at -2 again. So that's -2, and we're not quite in close combat. Short range. No one's moving. And yeah, so it's a -2 total to the head. So let's see. That's better.
Do you have a helmet, Karl?
No.
Oh God.
No, I'm wearing just kind of like, somewhat, just like black clothes, like nothing, like Russian-looking black clothes. Soviet.
So
you mean by Russian looking? It's got the Adidas stripes.
Like Slav wear. Not quite, but I mean, like like Soviet, dark Soviet army clothing.
So he's good. He's got 2 Bs. He's got a agility of B and a ranged combat of B. So -2 + 2, it ends up still being a B and a B.
Oh, geez.
So this isn't looking good for poor Karl. So
It's okay. It's okay. You can go ahead.
and he's gonna fire 1 ammo dice. Kaplam!
And miss.
Somehow he missed you.
It's like
He took 2
XCOM.
shots.
He's just pointing straight at you, and then he just jerks his arm off to the side and shoots.
But Karl probably also flinched reflexively
Yeah.
and moved ever so slightly, and
Yeah,
the
just-
bullet goes past each ear. Cow, cow. And that's his whole turn because he took a fast action to aim. So Karl, you can't. Your eyes fill with gunpowder, but you're still alive.
Woo.
You can still
Nice.
see. That was a deadly moment. So your options are many. You could turn and run. You could try and grapple with him.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Pants.
I'm thinking of it like he moves off the line as he gets fired on, like in a a sweet martial arts move,
Nice.
And then tries to get in on him and grapple with the gun and try to disarm him.
Like it. Okay, so then that means as far as actions, there's a fast actions here. So yeah, we got. I guess the slow action is the grapple or the unarmed attack, right?
Yeah,
Same thing.
I think it would be like the unarmed attack would be like moving in on him, and then the grapple would be try to get the gun from him. I think, or like
okay,
or yeah,
or we could include grapple in that. Like I think sometimes in when you're going to unarmed combat, you want to save a fast action for a block, but he's got a pistol, so I basically think you're just going to want to disarm him, I think, right? Or grapple him at least. Get control of that gun.
Yeah. So
let's see here. Disarm is a fast action. You can try and wrestle a weapon or other object from your opponent. So you have that, which is you would do a close combat roll. It requires a success, and 2 successes are required if it's held in 2 of his hands. It's not. He's holding it in 1 hand. So that is a fast action called disarm. Now, grapple, as a slow action, you can attempt to grapple. So what you could do technically is you could try and disarm him with your fast action and then grapple him with a slow action. Now, a grapple can be blocked, but he's already used his fast action and his slow actions for this round.
Yeah, so that's exactly what I'm going to try to do is disarm him and grapple him, and basically
cool.
grab the gun. I'm going to grab the gun from him and like put him in a headlock and point the gun at his head.
Okay.
That's my.
Now okay. Now the disarm essentially though will drop the item. If you want to, we can remove if it's successful and you want to skip the grapple. I can let you say you've managed to get the weapon into your hands.
Okay.
How many rounds left in the chamber? Because if he takes it, it's like now I got the gun and then realizes it's empty.
He's fired 8 rounds and the thing holds 15. So it'll still be loaded.
Definitely not California compliant. Sorry.
So to knock the gun out of his hand requires at least 1 success on close combat.
Okay. Any modifiers on that one or no? Just straight up.
I think that's we'll just go call that straight up.
Okay. Here we go.
Nice.
Okay, so you got a success. Now, let's see. Now, blocking is a reactive action, but it means he still has to have a fast action available. So we're good. So you knock the gun out of his hand, and if you want to, you can still do the grapple, or you can turn your slow action into you've basically got the pistol now. And that's what you want to do.
I'm gonna actually grapple. I'm gonna try to bring him down to the ground and like force him, like basically jujitsu.
Cool.
Style.
Okay, so you can attempt to grapple with a slow action. You roll close combat again. The grapple can be blocked, but he doesn't have a fast action to block it. So go ahead.
You can push it, can't you?
Yes, you can push it.
Oh, cool. One more time.
No.
So
you come together. There's a bunch of you do take 1 point of physical damage. So if you get a mishap on a pushed roll. So
I think it's just if you fail the push roll, you suffer.
Oh, I guess so. Yeah, good call. So you take 1 point of physical damage. So you come together, you're grappling, you're fighting, and dust's kicked up, but you're still both on your feet. And now that ends. That ends Karl's turn. Izzy. So now you have one. I think it's you have a fast action when you come out of.
No, when you overcome your coolness under fire naturally, you get both your actions.
Oh, okay, cool. So you're back up.
Yeah.
You're back up.
Yeah. So just to clarify, did Karl get the gun from him? You
see the gun as you're getting up. You see the gun bounce off the roof of the car and across into the opposite both of them.
Oh, okay. So I'm struggling whether I should shoot this guy or Karl. Do you want him alive?
He's in the middle. He can't communicate with you right now. He's like grunting
so
and
I thought communication was like incidental.
Sure. I mean, you basically yell, like, want me to kill him? That
Pretty
kind
much.
of thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Karl, do you have a quick response?
Eat him alive.
Did you
So
say
he
eat
does
him
it.
alive or need him alive?
I think he said, I think I heard eat him alive. Yeah.
Oh yeah, fire is loud. All our ears are ringing, right?
Well, he's like, all right, I heard eat him alive. Pulls the bolt on the shotgun, takes aim, and I'm gonna do a called shot for the head.
This is really because they're like grappling, so this is real skill move. So fast aim is first you aim, that gets rid of your quick shot, and then you do a call shot that's a -2.
Okay, so -2. So fuck, I keep clicking on everybody's character sheet except my own. Let's see.
And then I think there'll be one other modifier here. I might give you another modifier just because they're in the middle of this hand-to-hand combat. So it's given a moving target modifier, which would be a -2 more.
Oh.
So there's a total of -4 steps.
-4. Okay, so so my range combat and agility are both B. So would so that would be
so your lower, let's say your skill dice, your range combat dice would go from a 10 down 2 steps to a 6, and then there'd be a further 2 step down. So the 6 would go away, and then it would be exactly. So you'd be left with a D8 for a called shot to the head.
So let's see if this works. Did that die roll correctly?
It rolled, yeah.
Okay, so
And
I'm
you
gonna try
got no
pushing that.
success, though. Okay. And remember to re-roll the ammo dice as well.
It
even
should-
if one
should re-roll it though, right?
Yeah.
Success. Or wait, is that a success?
On the ammo dice. No, that's a mishap.
Well, I just need 2 to fail, so.
Oh, wait a second. I'm sorry. On your first roll, you got a success on the ammo dice.
Oh, okay.
But so you shouldn't have pushed. I mean, you could have if you wanted to, but we forgot to say that since you got a success on the ammo dice, that means that not Karl. Well, actually, Karl also. You both have to roll a coolness under fire. Now, there's no hit, but yeah. So, Karl, you got to roll a coolness under fire, and so does Casper.
And how many shots did I fire? I fired 6. Okay, 6 shots. That was a successful hit, right?
Well, it's not a hit necessarily, and Karl didn't make his coolness under fire.
Oh. How fitting
So
that the guy did, but Karl didn't. Rip.
I'm sorry, not Karl. Oh, Karl rolled that, right?
Yeah.
I did.
He rolled a
mine.
4. I'm sorry, Karl.
Casper did. Casper made his coolness under fire. So it's actually Karl who feels like he just had a bunch of buckshot fly past his head, and now Karl is suppressed. You're a great spoiler here. This is awesome. So
I'm not even trying to. I'm just trying to help Karl.
Yeah. So it was a tough shot, anyways. I mean, 2 wrestling guys, and you're trying to blow one guy's head off. So that was a risky shot.
But just a quick question. So how many shots did I go through? I mean, I know the ammo dice.
The first one. So.
Okay, but how many bullets total?
It looks like 6, 10.
All right, so I got to reload.
So you probably emptied your
my
shotgun.
Yep, just fingering that trigger with my middle finger, just pow 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 pow.
Okay, so that's Izzy's turn, who took an aim and then a slow action for a shot, and then it's Casper's turn. So Margrito, you know Karl's basically on his turn. He's going to be eating dirt, thinking he was about to die.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna make it. So
Casper is going to take 2 fast actions and get the hell out of the barn. He runs out the back and jumps into the bushes and just takes off running. That's his turn. So Karl, you're suppressed for this round, and then it's back to you, Izzy. So Izzy, you have a chance you could chase, or you can let him go.
I'm gonna run and reload.
Okay.
Because reloading in this game is actually a fast action instead of a slow.
Okay, cool.
So I'm gonna just, be hot on his ass to get him.
Okay. And he sees that you're pursuing as he looks back over his shoulder. So then Casper's gonna try and run and really rip it through the bush. He's
Turbo
gonna
speed!
He's gonna push his mobility this time and try and put some extra hexes between you and him. So Forest run, yeah. So does he have mobility? He does not. He just got agility. So he's gonna roll his agility. Ooh, gets a success. So he goes for 3 hexes. So he's 3 hexes ahead of you.
Okay, 3 hexes ahead of me, but my gun can shoot for 4. Joke's on you.
So Karl, you get to make your coolness under fire roll now to see if you can snap out of it.
Yay!
Nope.
Wait, what?
Karl is
Oh,
Karl still got sawdust. yeah. Karl is like eating.
Crying, doesn't he?
Yeah. He's like, oh my god, what the fuck?
I feel like he got spooked by the shotgun blast, and Casper got like a good haymaker on his face and like knocked him to the ground or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good call. And then Izzy, it's your turn. So
fire.
He's 3 hexes away. Now there's some other modifiers now since he's in the trees. So just take a quick look at that. Ranged fire modifiers. So you're gonna aim and shoot. So you stop and aim.
Yeah.
So you got no quick shot modifier. It's not a. Are you calling a shot?
No, I'm just gonna fire at him. Hope for the best.
Okay. And you're still in short range.
Yeah.
And he's a moving target, so you get -2. And there is a terrain modifier.
Terrain types. Let's see. Forest is -1.
Okay, so it's a total of -3 then.
Actually, on his mobility, he should have had a movement -1.
Oh, for the
for the mobility to roll to go turbo speed, because it's.
You're right. So he's still just 2 hexes away. It doesn't change that much.
Okay.
Well, it does give you the option then, I suppose, if you want to just keep following him. He's not going to increase the distance, but I think you want to shoot, right?
Yeah, I want to try to kill him before he gets away.
Okay, go for it.
All right.
So it's just the -2 then.
Okay, -2.
Or was it -3?
It would be minus.
I think it's -3 total because of the woods and the movement.
Okay, -3. So let's see. My range combat is B, so that knocks it down. So does that knock it down to a D, or does it just get rid of it altogether?
It's -3, then range combat will get gotten rid of altogether. So it'll go from a 10 to an 8 to a 6, and then gone.
And can I push the actual dice?
You can push the the attribute dice.
Okay.
The agility dice, yeah.
All right.
And re-roll your both ammo dice the same time. So that's a miss. So you take a physical injury just from the strain of the push. And then.
Oh wait, I forgot to reload.
No, you were reloading while you were walking.
Reload as you were.
Oh yeah, you're right. I did walk and reload. My bad.
No worries.
So that's a total of, on the reroll, that's 5 shots.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's right. So that's a 2 and a 3, so 5 shots. So you still have a full, or you still got some shots left in your shotgun.
I got half my magazine. I should probably make a note of that on my other sheet.
So Casper then keeps running through the woods. He put another 2 hexes between you, so now he's 4 hexes away. Because he's going to keep for his other fast action. He's going to keep moving, so he's going to put another 2 hexes, and he's going to try He's going to try his agility to increase the distance there again. So
he really is doing a run, Forrest, run.
Yeah, he is. So he got an extra success. So now he's 2, 4, 5 hexes away.
5, shit. All right.
So Karl,
Look at this. If the Greeduck snaps back, he can just drive the car to hit him.
So the car is a derelict. It's an old ruin, basically.
The alleged car.
The alleged car. So Karl, you snap out of it.
Woo.
They both ran off.
Is that gun laying around?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna pick up the gun and chase, follow pursuit.
Okay.
So I guess I would try to do like if I wanted to like catch up to them or whatever, would that be an agility roll as well?
Yes, if you have mobility, you can add that to your roll, but if it's just a straight up agility, and the modifier, if you want to go more hexes, is just -1 because of the forest. So you would take whatever your dice roll is and step it down 1 level of dice.
Right. So I just got a straight up agility roll, and I have a C, so I'll make it a D.
Okay. Nice. So you catch up to Izzy. Just as Izzy is looking like she might take another bunch of shots.
You know me so well. So I'm going to.
Let me just interrupt you for a second. You took a fast action to pick up the pistol, and then another fast action to run and catch up to Izzy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything you wanted to say to Izzy as you're getting close?
What the fuck?
Okay, Izzy, it's your turn.
So can I aim and fire the guy again? Same modifiers.
Except now the range is 5.
So that's another -1.
That might be, yes. Let me just double check. Range fire modifiers. Range is medium -1. Yeah, so it's total of -4.
Okay, -4. So then that goes down to a D8. And then. Oh, I bet I hit him.
Yeah, you got him.
And I go through another. I have to remove the 2 ammo dice, and then I emptied my magazine.
Okay, so you automatically do 3 damage.
Yes.
Okay. And you want to roll location?
Yeah. Roll location D6. 4 is torso.
All right, got him in the lower back. Okay, and that is your turn because you aimed and fired. And it's Casper's turn. So you see him go down, but he gets up and keeps running.
Oh my god!
Let's see. Yeah. And if he gets a couple more hexes away, he's going to be no longer visible in the forest here.
Oh shit, we gotta get
So
him.
let's just gonna roll his agility again.
Nope.
Okay. Nope, he didn't. And then for his other fast action, he's gonna keep running, so he's gonna roll. So he does get 2 more hexes away just for his fast action. Actually, we'll call it that. And he disappears into the bushes. Because at this point he's 80 meters away in the forest. So you lose sight of him at this point. So you wounded him. You saw a hit. And he stumbled, got back up, and then ran off into the bush. Okay, so Izzy, Karl, you guys are next to each other. Gerard, you hear some distant shooting in the forest in the direction from where Karl and Izzy went. So what do you do?
Okay, he radios. He uses the UAZ's radio and says "Hey, are you folks doing or okay there?"
We don't have radios, or at least Izzy doesn't.
Yeah, unfortunately, the truck has a radio, but no one else has little radios to answer back. But you would have known that truck, so.
Didn't Gerard fix one?
Oh, I might have forgotten about that.
Oh yeah, I don't have it with me though, but it's let's see.
You're right.
Yeah, it's that where the hell did I put that?
It's probably in the car too.
Yeah, it's in the car. I didn't. It was in my backpack.
Gerard just
I don't
hears
have
his
it.
voice through a radio. It's in the car.
Yeah.
Instead, Gerard is just gonna get off the Dishka and drive to where the
Okay.
gunfight is.
Sounds good. So you're on your way, bumping across the fields. You see people in the farm fields looking in the direction of the shooting, wondering what's going on. And then I would say Ernst and Ramba, you guys probably don't hear that, or if you do, you just wouldn't necessarily know what it was.
I got a diesel engine, and if that gunshot is louder than the diesel engine starting up.
Yeah, that's right. You don't hear nothing. Okay, so then back to Izzy and Karl. You guys are side by side now in the forest, and you just saw Casper get winged in the back, stumble, and then he disappears into the bush. So what are you guys gonna do?
Izzy's like, as Izzy's reloading her shotgun, boy, that fucker can run.
Can he run faster than a UAZ? That's the real question.
The UAZ wouldn't be able to drive through the woods. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Drive through it. It's not going to drive well. If he fucks up, we lose the UAZ.
Oh God, if he does that, I'm gonna kill him.
I'm gonna tell Izzy to wait. I'm gonna wait here. He's an American. We can't let him get away. Cover me, and I'm gonna chase after him.
Oh, so wait, do you want
Words you never expected to hear all day? He's an American. We can't let him get away.
Yeah, Izzy looks confused as Karl runs off into the bush with a pistol. Okay, that's cool. So, Izzy, are you gonna cover him?
I mean, if he said stay put, Izzy will actually stay put this time.
Okay. So, Karl, you
She
run
doesn't
off
want to
into the
leave.
bushes.
She doesn't want to leave Karl like unguarded, but because after what she witnessed before, but this time she'll let him take charge.
Okay, it's up to you though, because you know that as they push deeper into the woods, you're going to lose sight of Karl as well.
Yeah, that's
so.
a good
Karl,
point.
Yeah, and I'm not
Karl,
military, so.
Right. So, Karl, you get to the point where you last saw Casper, and you see some blood on the ground.
Yeah.
But you don't see him anywhere. What's your plan?
I'm gonna follow the blood trail.
Okay.
And
So
see
go
if I
ahead and roll a recon roll. Excuse me.
All right.
He then touches the blood with his hands. He's like, it's still warm.
Push that.
Yeah.
Oh,
tastes like he's got a cholesterol problem.
Yeah, exactly. Taste it.
So the blood there's a little bit of blood for sure, but the thing that really gives away is you hear some snapping branches deeper into the bush off to the west. He's changed direction and he's heading west. So the bloodhound has picked up the trail and you take off after him.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a bear. Yeah. You run right into a bear. So yeah, you get to pounding through the bush. Gerard's driving across the fields. He'll be
running over
a little
civilians
bit
like he's
before he
playing
gets
Grand
there.
Theft Auto.
Yeah. And,
I can just imagine Polish nationals like bouncing off the hood of the car.
Yeah.
Ragdolling
So Karl,
across
you
the
get
field.
to
And
Karl,
woman with a baby carriage. He's like, bonus points.
Oh my God. Level up.
Okay, Karl, you come.
That was actually in a Law and Order episode where a bunch of gamers kidnapped a woman, and I see like, oh shit, they're about to level up.
So, Karl, you're giving chase, and you come to a clearing, and at the opposite side of the clearing, you see your prey just heading towards the tree line on the other side. So you have an opportunity you can do. You could either take a long shot, and he's at about 5 hexes, which is long range for the pistol, or you can use this clearing as an opportunity to gain on him in this chase.
Yeah, I'm gonna gain on him.
Okay, so then roll mobility, and you can roll it twice for each. You're going to use 2 fast actions basically and try and close some distance. And you can roll mobility for each fast action to try and get extra hexes.
Okay. I don't have mobility, so I have agility. I'll just roll that twice.
Okay, sounds good. And you don't want a double mishap. Okay, so the first one is great. So you go 3 hexes, you close a hex of distance. And for your next fast action is you keep pushing it. Oh, nice. So you're basically 1 hex behind him now. You've gained. And so, Izzy, they just... Yeah, he's not going to stop. You see him continuing to run.
Yeah.
And Izzy, they both vanish from view. Are you going to give chase?
No.
You hear me yelling at him, you know.
Okay, in that case, yeah.
Okay. So you're
because I don't know that Gerard's heading over, and
Yeah.
if Karl's saying we can't let this guy get away, it's like I'd do more good than harm by giving pursuit. So yeah, I'll give chase.
Okay. So then Casper disappears into some bush at the other end of the clearing, and then you arrive, Karl, at the bushes, and he's basically laid in ambush to try and basically like jump out and get you because he realizes you're gaining. So he's gonna try and hide, and you're gonna get a passive recon roll to try and spot him before he jumps out of the bush at you. Okay.
Okay.
So Casper's pretty good. He's been wounded though. I don't think we have modifiers for wounded, but he's still not broken. But let's see, his recon is good. So he's got an A and a B. So let's see. That's a 12 and a 10. Now, if he gets some modifiers because of the bushes, the terrain modifier. Which is, here we go.
Oh my god.
So in the forest, infiltration modifier is +2. Oh. So he's getting a little bit bonus because of all the bushes. So that means he goes up to a D12 and a D12. But he's wounded, so we'll... What's that?
Don't look up, my friend.
Yeah.
He's really scared.
Where is he right now, by the way? Like,
well, he's
relative to where he is.
Yeah, more or less. One of these hexes is 50 meters, so maybe what we'll do is we'll zoom in a little bit on a different map, just so we'll reuse a previous map here.
Okay, so I'm guessing this is where Gerard comes in as the cavalry or something.
Maybe, depending on what happens here next.
That's just
Yeah.
find.
Do you have a trumpet? Oh wait, that's Reveille.
Yeah, no. He actually has La Cucaracha play for the horn.
Hilarious. Okay.
No, but she's just gonna yell Polska.
Okay, so let's see. We're putting him up here.
And with the power of his Polish nationalism, he's gonna make the just fire on its own without touching it.
All right, I'm just setting up a map here so you guys can
We'll get this a little bit closer. Oops.
So I'm sorry. I just find this GIF that or whatever you want to call it, the Cody post, completely hilarious.
Okay.
Really, it depends. Are the guys that Gerard are on the Uber Russians or not?
They're Polish.
Oh.
Yeah, that changes things, though, doesn't it?
If they get hit, Gerard, they were Russians. If they don't, Polish.
Okay, so I'm going to switch your map here to this, and I don't know if can everyone see this new map?
Yeah.
If you don't have a token on, okay. So last place you saw Karl. So Karl Papa, you're right here. You're just coming out of the bushes, and Karl essentially, and Casper is just going to hide. He's hiding right here. If he's successful, he's going to come out and get you. And Izzy, you're just coming from up here behind them a little ways. So I believe the scale on this is correct. Just going to double check.
You can actually turn on a hex
This
grid
scale is
on
correct.
Roll20.
Sure, but what the heck? Let's see if I can put it on here.
What the hex?
What the hex? Boink. Boink. All right. So yeah, one of these. Wait a second here. Yeah, so 10 meters per hex here. So let's see. Roll Casper's ambush. So, and I think because you're close though, like in the same hex, it's a -2, right? So that means it goes down to D8. So let's try his ambush. Casper gets a success. So your passive, you can go ahead and roll a passive recon, Karl. You have to get more than one success to spot him.
Oh,
It's the Bloodhound.
Yeah. So you spot him in the bush. So his ambush does not go off. And so yeah, basically we'll keep the same turn order. Start with you, Karl. So what do you want to do?
Yeah. Let's see here. You know what? I'm gonna just aim and fire.
Okay. Okay, so you get plus. You don't get the snapshot modifier. He's close enough that you've spotted him so well that there's no terrain modifier. So you don't have the -1 for terrain, and then that means you basically just have a open shot at him.
Nice. Let me just look at the stats of the M9. Let's see. So rate of fire. So that's 2 ammo dice I do with that.
Yep.
Okay. And I didn't. Were there? How many rounds were in there? 8.
You fired 8, so you've got 7 left.
7 left. Okay. Rock and roll. If I click the dice thing next to the weapon, will it fire if I put the stats in?
Yeah, if you fire
yeah.
the die next to the weapon, it'll use the stats.
Cool. I'm gonna try that.
Cool.
So, but if I'm aiming, does that modify me?
Yeah,
No,
you put the modify. Oh, if you're aiming, that just cancels out the snapshot.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So
so it should be straight up agility and straight up range combat.
cool. All right. Here we go.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And
2 successes.
It didn't roll my ammo dice, so
I think there's.
Oh yeah, you have to.
I forgot to click on it.
Why don't you go ahead and re-roll with the 2 ammo dice, and we'll keep the first successes from your first attack.
You can crit the guy.
So we can figure out. Yeah.
Okay.
So you fired 4 and 3. So you've emptied your mag at him.
Perfectly.
Yep. And so now what it does damage is 1 and the crit is 2. So you can add, because your extra success on the attack means you can add, that's 2 damage. You didn't get any successes on the ammo dice, but still the 2 successes mean you've rolled a crit. So you did 2 damage to him, and you get to roll location first and then a crit roll. So go ahead and roll location.
Is that
D6.
A D6.
6? Got it.
What the fuck is that in the background? Oh, that is legs.
Yeah, got him in the leg.
Perfect.
And then you were aiming for this. And now go ahead and roll a critical wound on the
D10.
critical wound table.
Okay, time to rip off his foot or some shit.
It'd be funny if he blew off his leg with a pistol. 2. What is 2? Dislocated
Too
knee.
bad.
Can't run, only crawl. He ain't getting away.
So you blasted him and you kneecapped him.
He took
Nice.
a bullet in the knee. I used to be an American like you.
So and that did 2 damage, you said, right?
Yeah.
And that breaks him too, though. So he's down and out. So he goes down. And Izzy, you catch up. And he's Casper's groaning on the ground. Oh God, fucking son of a bitch. He swears at you in Russian and in Polish. Okay, so now what do you guys do?
As he just elbows him with a big smile. Looks like you got him. Mission accomplished, right, Karl?
I just shake my head. I'm like, God damn it. Now, is this guy conscious, or is he like?
He's he's barely he's in shock a little bit, but he's conscious.
I want to grab him by the lapel and be like, that is not how I wanted this to go down. You gotta level with me, man.
He spits in your face. He says, "Fuck you, bastard." You guys hear
Why are you trying to kill me?
I don't know who you work for. You don't work for Gulashev. You lied to me. Who you work for? He asks, I guess, if he's in a position.
Well, I guess at this point, because he's about to, we're about to end him, I'm gonna be like, I'll be truthful to see if I can get any information about what's his name, Rabinsky.
Rubinsky. Mm-hmm. So you tell him that you were you mean you tell him you're here to get reset information or something?
Yeah. I'll be like, I'm here. I'm here for information on Operation Reset. From Rubinsky. If that helps. I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
It's his last chance to like.
Yeah. So so basically you're. Oh, you notice also he's got your pistol's empty. Yeah, that's right. But anyways, he says that he just basically like he's looking at his knee and he's obviously in a lot of pain and stuff, and he's like, I don't care, man. I know that I got no future on the NATO side of things. I gotta get over. And he means he's talking about switching sides and going to Russia. And I got something they want. You can let me go now, and you'll never see me again.
What is it? What do you have?
You give him a good shaking. So go ahead and roll your persuasion again. And
does he get a boost because he's pointing a shotgun in his face?
Oh yeah, you got a lot of modifiers here because he's also in a much worse negotiating position now than he was earlier. So yeah, you get let's see, 2, 3, 4. You got +4 on this roll, which is pretty good.
So yeah, puts me up at double A's.
Amazing.
Nice.
All right. Who do you work for? Who does number 2 work for?
Oh shit! Nice.
So Casper might get an opposed roll, but he's got negatives too. He doesn't succeed. So he gets the sense that this is his last gasp, and he says, "I'm just trying to get away from you fuckers," and he means NATO basically. I've had it. My only hope is with the Soviets. What I got is my ticket, man. It's my ticket. You gotta let me go. I'll give it to you and let me go.
You give me what I want. I don't care what you do. What happened to Operation Reset?
And he looks at you and he's like, I don't even fucking know. All I know is the information I got details it, but it's on a fucking disk. I don't got a computer or nothing, but I just know the Russians want it.
Where's the disc?
It's not far from here. You know that car? It's in the trunk. I'll show you. Help me get there. But I can't walk.
So we'll have to do like a fireman carry or something. Get blood everywhere.
Yeah. You might have some rudimentary. Ernst, you would know what's the associated skill with medical stuff? I guess it's empathy, hey? I think that if you
Yes, it's
empathy,
medical.
sorry. So if either of you, Izzy or Karl, wanted to roll a medical aid or patch him up, you could just roll your empathy roll and stuff a bandage or something in the hole or holes.
I have empathy, D.
I got B.
Okay, you do it.
Bravo. Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay. Okay, you managed
Nice.
to plug the bleeding, but then at that moment you see your familiar UAZ pull up, anyways, with Gerard bouncing along this track.
Blood smeared on the fucking front of the car for all the civilians that ran over.
And
He
several
beat his
dogs.
high score. That's his first. That's his first words out of the jeep. I beat my high score. 73 confirmed kills.
I assume you pile into the jeep and head
Yep.
back to where the car is.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Okay. So
Gerard coming to a screeching halt and getting onto the dishka.
yeah.
Says, what's going on here?
It's like, this is the guy I was supposed to meet, and we need to go back the way you came. There's a garage that I need to get to, and I pile him into the back.
Nice.
Izzy calls shotgun with a shotgun, so she hops into the car.
Okay.
So he asks what was it, Katzman, the one that captured him, put him in the backseat.
Casper.
Yeah.
Karl.
Okay. Yeah, he's just gonna ask Karl. Tell me, who does he work for?
To tell you the truth, I don't know anymore. He was NATO.
Interesting. Was.
Yeah. I mean, you could interrogate him.
So he Gerard crouches down a bit and asks, Say, who do you work for?
He just looks between you. He looks between Gerard and Karl, like unsure. Now you had a lot of manipulation successes there, Karl. So you could ask more. You could pry more information out of Casper if you had specific questions.
So answer the
Well,
question. Answer the question. Who do you work for?
I work for myself.
Where's
I got some information and I'm just trying to sell it. I'm trying to use it to leverage a way into the Russian camp because I got no future with NATO after what I did.
So would you folks mind if Gerard did something?
Oh, if he's going to commit a war crime, then yes.
So can I just say that he kicks the guy off the truck?
Kicks him off the truck?
Yes.
Why?
Okay, sure.
Okay, then he gets back onto the dish.
Okay, so no one's driving, or is Karl driving right now? Or were you were in the driver's seat, Gerard? Did you get? No, you kick the guy out of the truck and then man the dishka. Is this going where I think it's going?
No, I'm gonna like stop him from doing that because I need him alive to like get the info. So I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Stop it! He's my prisoner.
Your prisoner, you say. What do you think you stand to gain from him?
He. I don't want to tell you.
Well, I mean, you already said it when Izzy was around, so.
Yeah, but you're NATO.
Oh yeah, good point.
He has vital intelligence that I need, that we were sent here for by our handler up north. That's about all I can tell you.
So since I'm operating with you, I think it would be a bit reasonable to tell me what this whole thing is about.
I'll just say Operation Reset.
Okay, would Gerard have any idea what that is?
No, not really. You. It just sounds like some secret operation, but it's the first your character would have heard of it.
I mean, I'll be like, because you're all about the Polish nationalism, right? So, I guess I would say, I would give him a little bit of what I know about it. Like, NATO was supposed to come in here and push the Soviets out, and it all collapsed, and I want to know why. And he knows he's vital to that intelligence. Is that good?
Yeah.
I see. If that's the case, we'll leave the execution by Dishka later.
Oh my god.
After I get what I want, we could do whatever we want with him, but until that time, we have to keep him at least somewhat alive.
Okay, so your interrogation, Karl, you find out that he was turned by KGB even prior to the war's outcome. So he's been working for, it turns out, KGB for some time, and he was a special forces soldier. So this also then twigs with something that you remember, Izzy, about an operation in Lithuania. There was a failure of a major operation in Lithuania behind enemy lines, that about a half dozen other special forces operators training in partisan resistance there were captured and killed because of some kind of a intel leak. Probably they estimate was one of the operators, and there's this sudden connection of dots for you.
For Izzy?
That this could for Izzy.
Oh. Because
you've heard this story about this major operation that was blown because of someone among the operators had blown the mission for the against them, and the KGB had killed off these U.S. Special Forces. So you have a sudden suspicion that this might be the guy.
The guy that gave him up?
Yeah.
So, oh my god.
You gonna side with Gerard now?
What?
So you're gonna side with Gerard's solution then?
Well, I thought never mind. But I would. So Izzy would. So is this something that Karl would know? Because I understand like stories like this get swapped around in the army, but I don't know if.
That's true. Karl would know this too, and I in fact you've probably already although I should have mentioned this maybe earlier, but this is a dot that you've connected as well, because if this guy is Special Forces and during your interrogation he's mentioned after what he did, he says his only hope was to join, get into the Soviet camp. You're kind of putting 2 and 2 together as well.
Okay. And I'm just kind of running this by him.
Yeah, well, if you want to. Yeah. So you guys, you guys both think that this might be the guy who's previously. So his motivation to sell this data to the Russians so he can get, to Moscow, seems like it makes sense.
Be that as it may, we need to verify that the disc actually exists before we can do anything with them, guys.
Yeah. Well, let's go to the barn. No,
Okay,
he
so
says
you
that.
do-
He says that. Izzy like points her finger to the sky, to the barn.
So you get to the barn, you check the vehicle, and there is under the spare tire you find in the trunk. You also find in a rucksack you find a radio.
Sweet.
Yeah. So this is what he's been using to check in with or communicate with. But also you also find this disc. It's like a 3.5-inch floppy.
Yeah.
And yeah, and it has a label on it that's been basically U.S. Army, and it doesn't say Operation Reset on it, but it's English filing code.
Yeah, what I can imagine too is he says reads U.S. Army. It's like U.S. Army. I'm part of the U.S. Army. Cool.
We could be buddies.
Yeah. Now we're talking.
What kind of radio is it?
That's a good question. It's a R107.
You want it, or can I have it?
Go for it. I just wanted to know what it was.
Yeah,
I got my radio in the
grabs
card
the
at the
radio,
end.
so I will add that to my character sheet. R107.
Yeah, that might be capable of coded communications or scrambled communications. It was kind of cool.
Interesting.
Just gonna check. Oh yeah, radios. Huh.
Hey, how much does that weigh?
This is a Soviet military radio, and the weight is 3, so it's big.
Oh.
It's a single-channel frequency modulated man-pack radio system. Uses a mix of micro vacuum tubes and transistors.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. So it's not.
So does that mean that it's one of those backpack radios?
Yeah. So you wear it on your back, yeah.
Just toss it in the car. We can use it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So I think, and I apologize to Ernst and Rambo. We didn't get that much game time in with you, physically or tactically or anything. But we should probably start wrapping up this session here today, and we can do experience and stuff, and just and then maybe just touch base with Ramba and Ernst if there's anything your characters wanted to accomplish during this time. You missed out on the combat here, but you still would have been. I know Ernst, you'd probably be busy in the hospital area.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
No, I mean we were split, so you gotta
Yeah.
have both parties do stuff, right? So that's no big
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
I mean, I basically did nothing, so
Yeah,
whatever.
that's true.
You drove the
Yeah,
car.
sorry. Yeah.
So, drove the car and threatened the guy with the dish gun.
But actually, Gerard, one thing you could do is roll for me and same with you, Katzman, your characters. If you could both roll a passive recon roll for your shift at the prison.
Will do.
At the prison, roll recon.
Can I
push? No, you can't push. Roll just to see if you happen to notice something out of the ordinary. Okay, that's good. Thank you. So life goes on at the prison for you guys, and you got that.
I've never been at the prison.
That's true. But that's fine. It's still relevant. The passive recon roll, and Rambo, you managed to get to that T62 with your help up and running well. So you got a fully functional T62 there. The polls, the local polls, are really impressed with your mechanical build, and they're really grateful, and they're happy to share a little bit more of their candy with you and stuff like that.
Oh my goodness! What sort of magic wonders did he still have before the collapse of society?
Yeah, well, we found this stuff in Pietrikov and found an old grocery store, and there's so much candy. All their teeth looks really bad.
That's also combined with the fact they're also smokers.
Yes, and probably not a lot of personal hygiene going on in the post-apocalypse.
Yeah, pretty much. Toothpaste is forgotten.
Yeah. Okay, so let's polish it off for today, and we'll just quickly run through the experience thing. Yeah, like I said, sorry about Ernest and Robert and Gerard. Your characters didn't get up to much today, but I'll correct that for next session too.
That's fine. We were just enjoying how things are going to hell for those people.
So there's some experience you'll get, but go ahead, Cody, if you want to run through the list there.
Everybody gets one automatically for participation. The next one, did you follow your moral code?
I think Ernst did, and for sure, because with his hospital time. And Ramba, I'm not sure about your character, but
I mean, I'm trying to find something positive. Whatever happens, find something positive. Try to be a positive change. All of that. So
maybe you
was that.
Yeah, I would agree. And also just you shouting out.
Yeah, I mean, that's great because it's just along the lines of like, you never expect that to happen out of all the places in the world, especially halfway across Europe.
There's Rasputin, your old childhood chum. That's funny. How about you guys, Karl and Izzy?
Oh yeah, I'll do anything for my country.
If they need something blown up or shot to shit, you're the girl to do it.
Okay, next.
Next one is, did you risk or sacrifice something to realize your big dream?
Yep.
I did.
Yep. Cool. And then next.
Next one, did you travel through at least one hex on the travel map that you had not visited before?
No.
Nope. That's a big map, right?
Yeah, the big map.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a no.
Did you overcome one or more dangerous events using violent or non-violent means?
Yeah, I'd say both Karl and Izzy for sure. I think, yeah, I guess not for the others, I don't think.
American Dream Team Brofest. And then
awesome. So,
oh, sorry.
Was that it? Go ahead. Was there one more?
Yeah, the last one. Did you risk your life for your buddy?
Oh yeah. Okay.
No.
I mean, I'm considering changing my buddy, but I don't know.
So, who's your current buddy at the moment?
You?
Oh, I'm guessing it's because he's talking your ear off about.
Yeah. For both Poland, the greater Poland. Yeah. Okay, cool. Awesome, guys. So some of you may have got enough experience to get some skill improvements. So just keep track of that.
I got 7 points, but I don't know what to do with them.
Save up to level of skill.
Yeah. Okay. Fair. That's pretty fair.
Because I mean, it's expensive as all fuck to level up skills in this game.
Yeah, well, good news is my command is now B, so I have a D10.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh, nice.
Since I'm manning the Ditchka, I'm thinking of getting heavy weapons up to C.
Oh yeah.
Well, if you have the.
Probably want to do that.
What's that?
Probably want to do that because we don't want that to just be a decoration in case we have to use it.
Yeah. Yeah, good call. Cool. Thanks, you guys. Appreciate it. That's good.
Yeah.
And I'll check the event and the thing, and we can have another session in sometime next 3 weeks or so.
Yeah.
Are you thinking about changing to Saturdays?
I was thinking about that. I know that the majority of us here can't do Saturdays, so
Okay.
I kind of kibosh. I know you can. I know some of you can, but and then the other option I thought maybe can any of you do a weeknight maybe? I know because since I'm out here on the Pacific Coast, that makes it more difficult for guys like Laser Rifle and whoever's East Coast of North America.
Well, East Coast at night I can do, but it just depends on the night.
Yeah. Okay. So I think for now I'll try and keep it Sunday mornings.
Yeah.
Just because it's a little bit easier for everybody,
Yep.
me included.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.
Yeah.